Thank you, Schoon. So, at the end of last session, we arrived at Beatsville. Beatsville is a fabled community of hipsters and hippies and bohemian people who are artists and poets and writers and performers and artisans and crafters and makers and all sorts of sculptors and artists of all sorts of types. Now, you arrived at, I don't think it really described what the entrance to Beatsville was like. So it was, you went through a junkyard that was very abandoned and in the middle of nowhere, and at the very back of this junkyard, there's a door on a car that if you move the door in the car and you open it, you go through this tunnel, and it gets you to this hidden bit, Beatsville. Beatsville, I'm going to describe in a moment, but first we've got something to do for a little bit of bookkeeping for the end of the last quest. So for We Got the Beat, for getting Linda to Beatsville, part of the stipulations, one of the quest rewards was, that I didn't do from last time, was if you get there and do a really good job. Now, nobody got hurt, none of her caravan got hurt, none of her Brahmin, she lost none of her goods, so you did a really good job. If you do a really good job, we have to roll the settlement reputation roll for the next settlement that she's going to visit, whether you guys are going with her or not. So you're going to get a chance to improve your settlement reputation at Mirage, which is her next one. We might learn a bit about Mirage in today's session. Today's session will be set in Beatsville. Video will probably be called Beatsville, but we might learn about Mirage in a bit. But we've got to do a settlement reputation roll, and we haven't done one for a while since we did one for Diamond City. We are on the world map just now. I'm going to move us to the settlements information page. Now you'll notice on this we've got Diamond City at the top, which you have a reputation of 3 in, even though some of you can't get in. Beatsville, which you have a neutral currently of 2, and Mirage is her next place where she's going. So you've currently got a neutral reputation there of 2, but we have a chance now to increase that. So we're going to do a settlement reputation roll for Mirage, and it doesn't even matter if you don't go there.
I think we need to go in initiative because we just got raided. The raiders.
Raiders? Oh no! Let me see.
It is fitting for this game. I mean,
very fitting. Welcome, Raiders.
So that'd be kind of cool. You call everybody Raiders.
Yeah. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you for the raid. We appreciate you, Twitch. So you'll see here we've got Beatsville with a neutral 2 reputation, and Mirage, which is the next place you're going to go. Now, this somewhat strong and just enough and very happy. You don't really, in the population density, you don't really know that info. That info is just there because I was making the thing, so I put it there. But you've currently got a reputation of 2 there. So we're going to do the reputation roll. Now that is in the Winter of Atom book, page 39. So, to make a group or individual settlement reputation test, count the positive and negative influences relating to the settlement in question at the end of a quest that involved the resolved with a skill test in the following way. Target number. Your target number for the test is your charisma plus your current settlement reputation rank, which is 2. If you make the test as a group, use the highest charisma out of the PCs present to determine the target number. Who's got the highest charisma?
Probably Norm. Probably.
No. My
Probably
charisma
Ronnie.
is 4. The highest charisma is Ronnie.
Yeah, what's Ronnie's charisma?
Yeah, okay.
Martin?
Hold on, I'm just getting the
It's
sheet
pretty high, I
up.
think.
I think it is, yeah.
My charisma is only 4.
Mine's 9.
There we go. So you're
Yeah,
definitely.
no.
I want to do it.
Almost next.
I want to do it.
Tag
I
wants to
want to do it.
So Ronnie,
No,
I think
he-
you're doing
It
this.
doesn't. You can't just cry and say you want to do it. It's not school. The pretty person
fuck
goes.
it.
The pretty person goes first. That's the law of everything.
That's what I used to do in school when I didn't get my way. Let's not go back to that. Anyway,
What?
This is
What?
this is
Flex
strange.
your
'Cause
arms up and down until the teacher spoke to
This
you.
is strange because it says target number is your charisma plus. All right, no, so target number, yeah, that's what you need to roll. Difficulty is the difficulty of the test is equal to 1 plus the number of negative influences you have. So the difficulty, So
If
negative
it was
influences.
the
Where's the
target
negative?
number, I needed to hit.
Where's the negative influences?
If
Would you
we
like a
have one
question
with
list or
them,
something that
or like we probably don't have any negative influences other than
There's one.
me being a.
There's one that.
talking hard?
Well, there's one that you don't know about. So there's a secret one to me. The fact that you're a super mutant might be one, Chris. I'm thinking that might be one. So the fact that you're a super mutant, yeah. So we'll make that 2. So the difficulty is 2.
Yeah, and of course that the one that is that we just escorted here is a ghoul. Could also be one.
No, because Linda has a relationship with these people of Mirage. You're going to learn a bit about Mirage, and
Oh,
she.
okay,
And
so it was
He's
just-
referring to himself in the second,
No, I'm not,
third
because I'm not a
person.
ghoul.
See, he's a normal person.
Difficulty is 2.
Yes, I'm a normal man.
Assemble dice pool. Roll a number of d20s equal to 2 plus the number of positive influences you have. So the positive influences is Linda and the fact that you've just done this extra job, the extra good job for Linda. So it's 2 is your dice. So you're rolling 2 dice. Okay, so you're rolling 2 dice with a difficulty of 2, and you're rolling against charisma plus 2, which is your current settlement reputation rank. So just roll 2d20, Martin, and your target number is 11, and your difficulty is 2. So, oh, hang on. I was going to say before you roll it, because you might want to spend some dice. So your target number is 11. So if you want to succeed, you might want to. It's too late to spend action points to roll extra dice. Because you just you hit the button really fast, and we didn't get a chance.
You should have done it as charisma as well.
I'll let you spend action points if you want. If you want to spend, you have 2 currently action points. If you want to spend an action point, you can roll another dice there. I'll let you do it retroactively. If you fail, you can then use luck.
Because I can't roll charisma, right? Like you can't. It's not. You have
It's not
to roll
done on
with the
charisma.
skill.
Yeah, it's not done on charisma because it's your reputation.
Okay. Okay. So I get to roll one more d20.
No, you are rolling on charisma. You're rolling on charisma and the thing. So your charisma is 9.
Oh.
Your charisma is 9, and your positive influences is 2. So, no, your reputation is 2. So your target number is 11. So that's a success. You got 2 successes. So you go down an action point. I'll adjust that when we go back to the other map. Right. So what that means is you increase your settlement reputation rank by 1. Okay. So that means
What
you've
I also
got.
was wondering, why does Chris have a card? On roll 20?
Because he's a goon.
I have a car.
A card.
A card.
Oh, a card. Aye.
So you have.
I'll play it if you want.
How do you get?
Yeah, I wonder why it's there. Yeah, I believe I saw it last time as well. So
without
It's
having
gone now.
without having gone there, you've increased your reputation at Mirage to good 3, without even having to go there. Right. So.
oh, so we don't have to roll for Beatsville?
Not yet. You've not done any quests for Beatsville. You've got a neutral reputation there. If you do any quests in Beatsville, then there's a settlement reputation task. That's a bonus one for having done such a great job for Linda. You roll that for the next place that she's going.
Okay.
So, Beatsville, I described what the entrance is like. Let me describe a little bit about Beatsville. Bear with me a second.
Everyone there.
So Beatsville.
Yeah. A town full of beatboxers.
The people of Beatsville are simply known as the Beats. This commune of New Age beatniks exists in an old junkyard brought to life with vibrant art. They aim to bring the people of the Commonwealth out of a dark age and into an age of enlightenment by spreading new art, music and literature as far as possible. Most would consider Beatsville location a trash heap, while the Beats see it as an architectural marvel and an ever-changing art piece. Vast mounds of junk, tyres and rusted metal around the settlement's exterior cover conceal the settlement's artistic nature. Over the years, residents have learned to craft incredible objects from repurposed junk. plastics intricately woven into clothing and fabrics, cans reshaped into unique jewellery, and helpful gear, dirt and clay fired to make beautiful ceramics, and old objects illustrated over with new paintings are just a few of the incredible things created by the Beats. Now, you arrived late at night at Beatsville, like 1 AM, and before you get in, you're going to meet a man called the Llama. The Llama is a kind of spiritual leader of Beatsville who will learn a little bit more tomorrow on day one of your time in Beatsville. You'll be here for 2 days if you're sticking with Linda. But tonight it's 1 AM.
So the 1 AM, it's not like that already counts as a day.
No. So you've arrived very late on in the day. It's 1 AM. He's going to just escort you to a room, somewhere where they're going to put you up for the night. They'll actually feed you as well. You get food and water for free, and they're going to put you up because they're happy to have guests. This man, the Llama, has been communicating with Linda over a two-way radio, and he's going to welcome you to Beatsville, but he's going to ask all of you to leave all your weapons at the door.
I look at myself and I'm like,
Obviously, things that are attached to you are a different story, red alert, but he expects everybody to put their weapons in a bucket. There's like a barrel, like an old oil barrel, at the entrance. Where he
We get them back, right?
Yeah, you'll get them back when you leave, but there's no weapons. No one in the town has any weapons. And if you look in this barrel, there's a couple of weapons there, like a machete, like a nightstick, an old scrappy-looking pipe gun. There's 2 or 3 weapons in there, and the Llama, this man that you meet, tells you that there's no weapons here. We're a peaceful community, and I ask that you respect our rules.
Would I be able? Because I never trust a town when they say you're not allowed to keep your weapons, to hide one of my guns.
So Tank's trying to roll it already. I am going to allow you all a roll to try to hide a weapon. I mean, if you want to hide a second weapon, I'll give you a second roll. Probably increase the difficulty on the second one, but Tank, you're trying to do that on sneak and strength. So describe to me. I'll let you hide something with 1 success if you could describe well enough how you use your strength to sneak roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my sledgehammer and shove it up my arse. Inevitably, that's why I didn't say anything. I was like, I know it's gonna be a sneak fucking strength roll because you gotta be strong to shove a fucking sledgehammer up your hole.
You're walking like an absolute weirdo the whole time because you've got a
No, I was successful. It'd be different if I wasn't successful. I enjoyed it.
I'm going to let you have it.
As soon as we are now in town and Tank's going to talk to someone, yeah, don't mind him. He's got to stick up his ass.
Yep, I'm going to let you have it. I love it, Chris, because that's fucking hilarious.
I mean, some people are like, some people are like that. They like having their stick up their ass.
Norm, would you like to try? You said you were trying to. Now it's sneak, but I'm going to let you, like Chris has, describe what stat you use because you can use your intelligence, you could use your agility, you could use your charisma if you're talking to the person while you're doing it.
It would be funny if I would use my perception. And did you guys see the sketches of Vive la Dirt League? What happens when they do like fast travel or
I don't think so.
rest?
I don't think so. I do watch it sometimes.
And there, look over there, over there, and he does something. So I would almost say when I use perception, I'm taking the weapon like, huh, what's that?
No, I would say that's charisma though, because you're trying to you're talking and tricking him into looking over there. It's not perception, that's charisma.
Yeah, I'm going to use agility. That would be more. I think that's more logical.
Agility, sneak. You don't need. You don't need to describe that. That's just doing a fast one. Yeah, I'll let you. And it's difficulty 1.
Yeah, it's still.
If you want to stash a second weapon, that's going to be difficulty 2. You generate an action point with that. So you're up to 2.
I'm hiding my laser gun, my laser pistol.
Okay.
Because I am.
Martin, would Ronnie like to hide any weapons?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and. Well, most of the one I want is a rifle, but I guess that's gonna be a bit hard to.
Difficulty 2.
Combat rifle's big.
Because it's bigger.
Okay.
Saying that. Tanks sledgehammer is a big weapon, and he got it on 1, so it'd be unfair to give you a 2. I'll let you.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to sweet talk him by saying I'm just a girl. I might get hurt. I don't even know what this is.
So charisma sneak, yeah.
Can I not do charisma and charm?
No, it has to be sneak. But you can use your
fair enough.
charisma, you can use your intelligence, you can use your
Oh
agility.
no, I'll
you
use
can do-
my charisma. So
Yeah.
Does Ronnie have like long hair?
Yeah. In my head, she does.
I
long
would
red hair.
almost
Eh?
see you just hide your gun in your hair.
I mean, I was gonna put it down my boobs, but I thought the rifle might be a bit too big to like
Sticking
put
out
down the
top
whole
like
top.
that,
Yeah. So
If I was,
think.
if I was
down the back of your
Oliver, I
vault
would
suit
even.
with your hair
If
covering
I was
it.
Oliver, I would even say.
Oh,
rifles and
I got 4 successes.
wow,
Do I get?
Damn, that's good.
could have
Do
hit
I
at
get-
least 3 weapons.
You get 3
Can I get
action
all my
points.
weapons? Can I get all my weapons in?
No, because it's 1 roll per weapon. You just gained action points with the extra successes there. If you want to do a
fair
second
enough.
weapon, difficulty 2. And
No, I'm happy. It's my rifle I'm bothered about. That's the big thing. So yeah.
And-
That's fine.
Well, if I was Oliver, I would say rifles you're not able to hide like that because they're too big.
but
How can you
She's-
hide a
she's-
weapon this big?
she's got long hair.
Oh,
She's
well,
tucked it down. She's tucked it down the back of her
I
vault
mean-
suit, and then it's the hair's covering the top
I
of it
was-
sticking out.
I was kind of saying that I don't know how to use it, and it's like a toy. So it was more used in like.
She's
know,
bullshitting that it's
hiding.
not real, right? Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
like
okay.
bullshitting and sneak. So I thought it would make more sense because
So let's say you've got like this little red cap off a toy gun. You know the little red thing that goes on the end of a toy gun to make it look like a toy gun. You've got one of them stuck on the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She whispers
Right,
to the
okay,
guard that
okay,
it's a toy
okay,
to make
okay,
people
okay.
back away from her, but it's not
yeah,
real.
Okay.
You need to have those here in the Netherlands to make sure that they don't look real.
And Red Alert, your weapons are attached to you.
Oh yeah.
So what? Remind me, what does he have? He just has pincer claws, rotating pincer claws, right?
Well, yeah. It has the pincer claws and he has a built-in laser gun.
Is it built into his hand? Yeah. So you're gonna have to make some sort of charisma test to allow them to let you in with those attached. I think. Now you could make a charisma test, or someone could speak for you, but I'd make it a charisma difficulty 3. So you might want to get somebody with good charisma to do it. Actually, charisma.
Well, I look at Ronnie. I look at Ronnie and say, "May I have your assistance to help me get inside?"
So to get him in, because he's a walking weapon.
It's just 17 caps, bargain price.
So
No, I'm joking.
So I want a difficulty 3 charisma speech test. Remember, you've got action points. To roll a third dice would cost you 1. To roll 2 extra dice would cost you 3. You've got 5. But to get him in, you're going to need 3 successes. You've only got 2 there.
I guess. Well, I can't get more than 2 successes with that anyway, can I?
You can, because you
So-
can roll crits.
Oh, okay.
And you didn't roll any
Oh
crits.
yeah, your speech isn't tagged, is it?
My speech, hold
But-
on.
No, apparently
No,
not,
no,
because otherwise
no.
it would be 3 successes.
Yeah, my
Because
speech.
you're one of the dice is 3, and if it was tagged, a 3 would be a double success.
Yeah, so even spending a luck to
Okay.
re-roll, you're still only going to get 1 success.
Could I also just roll to assist?
You can roll to assist.
No, I know my speech isn't that high, but still.
I'll let you roll to assist, because it's a conversation you're all having with a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you roll to
Wait,
assist.
I need to first tag myself. Attribute, charisma,
Charisma speech.
skill, speech. I bet I will fail, but yeah, see, because I need to hit a 4 because my charisma is that low.
Okay. Max, do you want to roll your own assist? 1 dice on that?
Sure. I mean, I don't know like how well it goes, but let's see how it goes.
We need to get you in somehow,
Select yourself first,
or we're going to cut your arms off.
and then roll to assist. Well, I think that's the thing that I would be saying with this bad roll. You want me to take his arms off?
That's how you assisted. That's a fail. We're going to have to get Tank to do it when he gets back.
Oh, we both are as good at charisma speech.
I mean,
We're
let's
very
just
charismatic.
Unless Martin wants to spend a luck to re-roll a dice, and then I'll let him add action points for extra ones.
Okay, yeah, I'm happy to. I was gonna say, can't we just bribe them? Everyone likes
You
money.
could maybe bribe, but if you spend a luck, so take a luck off, I'll then let you
Okay.
add dice here on your re-roll. So a luck is re-rolling one dice, which would be re-rolling your 6. But if you add action points, you can roll more dice. So spend one action point and you can roll 2
also
dice.
use that. You can also use that move right with luck.
I have
To
a
take
I
the
have a
scene-
better
take
idea.
over the scene.
Tank's got a better idea. Hang on.
Red alert. This is in character, by the way.
Okay.
Red alert. You have thrusters, right?
He looks at himself. I don't believe.
No, he has legs. He's an assaultron.
And I pick him up and I throw him as hard as I can into the town or city or village or whatever it is, because I only need to get over the top of a small fence.
Make a strength test 3. Strength unarmed. No, strength throw. Difficulty 3. Because he's a heavy piece of... He's a
Max
piece of heavy piece of...
explodes as you pick him up.
Well, hang
throw
on
is
though,
in-
hang on, because red alert, do you resist being thrown? Because that's...
No, he's just trying to see if this smart system is like, all right.
Right, I'm gonna spend an AP on this. In fact, I'll spend how many for two extra dice?
3.
Right, I'm gonna use two extra, right, and then can we say that if he needs to, he can assist me by using an agility or acrobatics? I don't know what it would be. But... Oh, right, I'm gonna use 1 luck point to re-roll that because I got 2.
You re-rolling the complication.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I can.
yeah, but I'm gonna re-roll the complication, so I might get it on this one. So bear with me.
I don't know why you're doing this, because this is not going to impress him, but never mind.
I didn't give a fuck. I'm a fucking super mutant. Do you think I care about impressing anyone?
Oh no.
Oh,
So you fail and he doesn't get over the fence.
only the first.
Can he not assist? And
Nah,
like
he can't assist in being thrown. No. So you fail to do that.
While I throw, he could jump at the same time. That is definitely assistable.
How would he jump when he doesn't have anything
He doesn't
to
have
push
thrusters.
off of?
Because
picking
he
him up
has legs.
sideways.
He can go like this.
Right, okay, roll it.
You're picking
He
him
can go
up.
like this.
You can roll 1
He
dice
is
to assist.
sideways.
You can roll 1 dice to assist, Max. Agility,
Okay.
athletics.
I like how you described how legs work, Chris. Good for the gym training, right? Legs work like this,
He's
up and down.
He is a professional, remember.
Professional leg user.
Oh, okay.
Hey. A 1
Look,
even.
That's 4. That's 4 now.
Aye, so you gain an action point, but that's not going to impress him. He still needs you to convince him to let him in. Somebody needs to convince him.
I threw him in.
He'll just
I've
get kicked out again, though.
thrown him in. He's in. Gone.
I mean, I can use the luck point. Didn't you say I can use that and then roll another dice?
You can spend a luck point and you can spend action points to roll some extra dice if you want.
I wanna spend a luck point saying that there's a fucking sign on the door that says assaultrons allowed. That's adding flavor to the scene.
Yeah, but no, because it's not just adding flavor. That's
trying
cheap.
to say.
It says we love assaultrons.
No,
In fact, there's a poster of Red Alert from
It's
comic
so hard
books
to get through to him, isn't it?
saying that he is the famous like fucking assaultron,
Right,
and they're
Chris,
all in
spend
awe.
your luck point, and you can add this detail to the scene, okay? I've got it.
Right.
Some citizen of Beatsville, one of the Beats, comes up and is like, "Oh, I know that guy. He's okay. That's Red Alert. Don't worry about Red Alert. He'll be okay. Won't you, big guy? Won't you?" Ah.
He tilts his head and like gives a thumbs up.
He goes,
Like,
red alert,
okay.
red alert. Can you sign this for me? And he's just got a bit of paper. He's like, can you sign your name for me? Can you sign an autograph, red alert?
He grabs something and just scribbles something.
There you go. That's your luck point spent, and that will get you in. So you will get into Beatsville.
I believe they never said that Fallout and Outer Worlds is the same universe, because in Outer Worlds they have robots that are actors.
He's got the adoring fan perk now, so he's got the fan from Oblivion who's going to follow him for the rest of the quest.
This might be a little bit of Red Alert's backstory and lore coming through. If you might want to roll with this, guys. I'm going AFK, but I can still hear you.
I guess we're
Adoring Fan is
inside.
not from Oblivion. Adoring Fan is from Starfield.
Is he not on both?
No, the perk is from Starfield, but the character is in Oblivion.
We're arguing semantics here, right? Red Alert, tell me all about your fucking lore here while RX is away. What are you gonna tell? But why he know you?
He kind of looks over himself and touches the sticker on him.
Fun part is Max
and he like, yeah. So he like, as it's going, he's like, he looks at Ronnie. He's like, hey, I believe I have something that belongs to you. And he pops out of like one of those tapes, cassettes. I think there are
holotape.
Yeah, the holotape, and he hands it over to Red. Like like Martin's character. I believe this belongs to you.
Like, is it my sex tape from the vault?
He shrugs. He's like, I do not know. I was told to give this to you a while ago, but it's just been so crazy.
I've put it in. It's in your journal now, Martin. If you go to the info section, which is under party notes, you'll find it in your journal. Are you going to read it? Are you going to look at this holotape? So a holotape plays in your Pip-Boy. You know, this personal computer you've got attached to your arm.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's just something I can play on.
Yes, holotapes play on that. Would you play it?
I mean, I'm not gonna play it while we're at the entrance. I might play it when we're inside. I'll make us play it somewhere slightly more reserved.
You're all in. You all make it inside. I'll move you to somewhere central on the map now, because you're into Beatsville, and we can. The llama will say to you, "Look, I will come fetch you in the morning, my friends. It's great to have these visitors. I'm going to give you a tour of Beatsville and Artist Alley, and I'll introduce you to some of the amazing artists, the amazing people we have here in our fine settlement. Linda, it's so good to finally meet you. I hope that this settlement's everything that you've hoped for, and I hope your trading goes well tomorrow." And Linda will thank him, and Linda will retire. Linda and her crew, she'll saddle up her Brahmin somewhere, and she will retire. Her and her crew will retire to some beds for the evening. I've not like went through the effort of working out where the rooms are or whose house you stay in or whatever, but you have free room and free board for the night. And unless anybody wants to do anything else tonight, we'll move on to the next day. So do you want to have a look at the holotape before we end the night then?
Yeah. I'll play it.
Okay, so you'll find that the handout's called Happy's Holotape. And it's a holotape that he's Red Alert's been hanging on to for quite a while, since you left him behind in Winter of Atom in Diamond City to get some robot mods. And on the holotape it says,
do you want me to read it?
No, I'm doing it. Oh yeah, you can read it.
Do the happy voice.
No, because you can't see it, Chris, can you?
Just send me it as a quick message.
No, here's the thing, because I want your viewers to see it and Scoon's viewers to see it on Twitch. Because we're about to read it out, I can show it to all players, so that's fine.
I'll play your hand out. Okay.
I'll read it out though, Chris. It says, "Roses are red, violets are blue. I'd repopulate the wasteland with you. How about it, Vaulty? How about we hunker down together in my cozy downtown apartment and I'll give you something to vault on? We could spend the winter keeping each other warm and making beautiful little babies to help save the human race. Who could say no to saving humanity? I have a secret stash of food and chems that no one knows about. Enough for us to live like king and queen. No need to freeze out there with the loser's babe. I'll show you the happy time. I've got a place in downtown Diamond. Real nice spot. You're going to love it, babe. See you soon, Vaulty. P.S. Your red friend is famous. I saw him in a movie. Who gave you that holotape? Max?
Happy, I believe.
Yep.
I mean, Ronnie's confused because she's like, I think it's like a gourd or something. She's like, do you guys know what this picture is? Because Ronnie's never seen one. She's like, is this like some form of wasteland vegetable?
No, that's a penis.
That's the fun thing I forgot about and I haven't showed the viewers yet. He's written in text, in little like emojis and dots and slashes and stuff. He's drawn a penis.
Oh, can they not see the penis?
They can now. They can now.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that.
Oh, God.
Remember, Ronnie only knows about gay love, so she's a little bit confused. She thinks it's a vegetable.
I don't know if it's allowed.
No, that's the absolute opposite. Remember, Ronnie was the only female in a vault of 999 men.
Who turned out to be gay, so she probably has seen one, but... No, I think Ronnie's too nice. She's not seen one.
No. Ronnie has seen 999.
Well, she's blanked it out. She was the princess, so she is flattered because she's never had any straight men come on to her. So she's like, who's this mysterious stranger?
You did in Diamond City, though. Max, you've had that, you've been hanging on to that for a long time. Throughout about 6 sessions of this and plus all the side stuff as well. That's fun that we finally got that. That little low drop out. It says at the end, P.S. Your red friend is famous. I saw him in a movie. So there's your first clue to Red Alert's
Red Alert?
Story.
What movie?
He looks at you, he shrugs. I have no idea. Never seen a movie.
And other question. What's a movie?
He looks at Ronnie.
Are you going to explain what a movie is?
I think we all know what movies are. We're not that, like, they had movies in the 40s, right?
You had movies in your vault, special movies, special X-rated ones.
I lived before the bombs fell, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm a real human because my brain got a little bit messed up. So I might not remember anymore.
You don't remember movies, yeah.
Well, Ronnie's like, well, you can't be human because all humans know movies, so you might be something else. Wink,
I'm
wink.
human. No, I'm human.
Nah.
I'm a normal man.
Yeah, Ronnie doesn't believe it. Ronnie don't believe it because he's not seen a movie.
So there's a little
normal like cousin.
So there's a little bit of low drop for you about Red Alert, and about Happy and about Ronnie and just a few things kind of coming together from different parts of the show. And we will close the day, and tomorrow you'll all have the well rested trait because you're all getting a nice comfortable bed. So everybody has a max.
Do we get a lock reset?
No, Chris. So here's the thing, right? Rules is written. It's once per scene. And then I decided that's far too often, I'm going to do it once per level. But then I decided I think that's not quite often enough, and I'm going to do it once per session for now. Until I find a better balance than that, it's once per session, Chris. How many did you use?
I used 2.
Out of
4. 4.
That's the style, mate. Get in about it. I love it. So, we're moving on to the next day. Okay, so you all get well rested.
I took the perk luck resets when you sleep. So
no, you never. So, you all rest for the night in beds provided to you by the Beats, and you get well rested tomorrow, and you'll all be fed a nice breakfast as well. There'll be a bowl of chili, a big communal bowl of chili and lots of people sitting around a hall. See this building here? This is a big communal hall where they have a big cafeteria and everyone goes to eat together. So you'll all be sitting in there having breakfast, and the llama will come and sit down next to you and just sit quietly and maybe have a little tiny bit of conversation with each of you just in between bites of your food. But then once you're all finished eating, he would ask you if you'd like to have a tour of Beatsville and of Artist Alley and come and see all the people in the place.
Red Alert nods. He does not eating. He's just kind of standing around watching people eat.
Anybody gonna respond?
Ronnie wants to go, but she's showing people the weird picture to see if she can find the vegetable. So that's what she's doing all morning.
Ronnie,
So
I already told you it's not a vegetable, it's a penis.
I mean, I think it's a vegetable. I don't think no one would be crude enough to send a picture of a penis to a woman.
And then
That's
Norm,
not right.
Norm's like, I'll show you what a penis is. And Norm goes to show you his penis and realises that it's actually fallen off. And it's because he's gay.
Yeah, because it's goal. Yeah, that's how we find out.
That's how we find out Norm's got no penis.
Norm has went to the toilet all these years without realizing that he has no penis.
He's got no penis.
Scoon's
face.
Is there?
I have a very big slong.
That's your leg. That's your leg. That's not a slong.
Do you have three legs?
I am Barbie. I am also Ken.
Yeah, you are more dad than me.
Well,
and I pull up my raider skirt and show the little dot where genitals should be.
You've got no genitals. The thing is,
it's canon. Them, right?
Yeah, it's canon that super mutants are infertile, but super mutants are a human mutated into super mutants, so you can, if you want, have junk.
I am part of the eunuch tribe.
Right. Okay. So you've got no junk. Okay, that's fine.
Not because I don't want to have junk, but because we all have no junk.
Okay, that's canon now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got no penis forever.
It's canon.
That's why
no penis.
That's why the other super mutants don't like me, because they call me smooth.
Smoothie.
So that's why you didn't squeal when that raider kicked you in the nuts.
Yes, protection. Much better
combatant. Protection there because you don't have anything to protect.
Exactly, protection. Much better combatant.
Let's confirm. No one in the group has no penises in this group, right? There's no penises. We've got Robot, a eunuch, and someone's penis who fell off.
We've got one that's just hanging on and could fall off any day now.
I like that more.
Norm's got the last surviving penis and it's hanging on by a bit of skin.
You guys have some problems.
If Norm shaved his balls, his dick would probably fall off.
Yeah, but there's no hair growing there. It's also
would there be hair? I was about to say, like
bald,
kind of.
It's bald and grey and wrinkly. It looks, it looks like a peach that's dried out in the sun for a week.
It looks like Deadpool's forehead.
Well, Ronnie wants to find anyone's penis because this group is penisless. So she's gonna just chat to anyone who has a penis, and we'll show her just to see.
I'm almost thinking like just grabbing the first random guy that I see and pull his pants down.
So at this place, because they're all artists and creatives, like they're bound to have like some kind of carnival. Like arcade style place.
We just need to go look for someone who is painting a picture of a naked guy.
The llama is going to tell you that you're in for a treat because our local band, the Jamminest Beats in Beatsville, the Jam Bakers, are about to leave on a tour of the wasteland. It's a bit of a point of a contention with me because, as you know, Beatsville is a secret place and we're trying to keep it a secret, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about these guys. They're going out on tour, but anyway, it's 2 more days before they go out on tour and they're playing 2 gigs here over the next 2 days. So tonight down at Cool Radio, at the Cool Radio station. There'll be a live gig, and tomorrow night down at Cool Radio, there's going to be a live gig. The Jam Bakers are going to be playing live.
Is Cool Radio the one with 2 fingers, or what's his
That's
name?
Cool Radio is KOOL Radio, and you will find it playing actually in this hall where you're all eating in the morning, and as you go into Artist Alley. But yeah, you'll hear. In fact, you're going to hear a broadcast on the radio, and I've got that somewhere in notes as well. So yeah, you hear on the radio a man speaking. It's that time. Get ready for the hippest DJ this side of the atomic crater. It's me, DJ Daddy-O. You dig? You're tuned in to KOOL Radio, your #1 station for the truth about what's happening in the way out wasteland. Today's weather's less than groovy. You guessed it, more snow. I can hear you crumb crushers chattering from here, so grab your Duchess and squeeze her tight because it's gonna be another cold one. But you know what's colder than this weather? The children of Adam. I should know it. I'm the coldest cat around. Trust me when I say the Adamites will tell you it's a jumping time, but that's just a whole lot of lies and false promises. If you want to warm your bones, you gotta dance to the beat of your own drum, you dig? But enough of my spouting, let's arm up with some new hot licks from the best band in Beatsville, the Jam Bakers. Enjoy, and remember, ain't nothing atomic about Adam. And then from there it goes into a pre-recorded ad about the gig tonight at Cool Radio, and then it goes into a song by the Jam Bakers.
Wait, if Beatsville is secret, why is he advertising it?
Because he does, because this is Cool Radio is played within Beatsville, but they never. It also reaches out to other places as well, but they never share the location of Beatsville. You'll see that when the advert for the gig comes on, it'll say something like top secret gig, Beatsville residents only, something like that. It was your first mention of the atom thing for a wee while, so that's noteworthy.
Yeah, Children of Adam. I bet it was already known they exist.
Yeah, no, they are known about. Remember in Diamond City they had taken over the church, the All Faiths Church, and they were using that as a kind of missionary centre.
Yeah, but it wasn't built
people.
in this one yet.
No, it's not built. It was. Remember when we were playing Once Upon a Time in the Wasteland? The All Faiths Chapel was being built. It was currently being built. Now in Diamond City, that man Clements, remember Clements, Micah's friend? He's now Pastor Clements. Also in Fallout 4, you'll notice it's Pastor Clements, and it's the All Faiths Chapel. But currently in Diamond City, that's full of Children of Atom, and they're using it as a kind of food bank kind of place, an outreach for people, and they're feeding refugees from there. And they're also using it to recruit people. They're using that generosity and that kindness to recruit people to the Children of Atom. And many people in Diamond City are becoming Children of Atom. And this is, since leaving Diamond City, this is your first mention of the Children of Atom. They've been mentioned on the radio here in Cool Radio here in Beatsville.
Okay, so they're a metaphor for Scientology.
No, not quite. Not quite. But yes, you'll hear Cool Radio talking about the Jam Bakers gig tonight and tomorrow night. And the Llama's going to take you on your tour to Artist Alley. Artist Alley is, and I've got a little description of that, bear with me.
Yay, we're at Comic-Con.
Artist Alley is one of the Commonwealth's most vibrant, beautiful and curious places. Stall after stall stands laden with finely crafted goods, clothes and art. The shops serve as both the work and residential spaces for each beat, who can prepare many other fine goods that cannot be found on the stall's shelves. Also, I want to give you a bit of info about the Llama, because you've met him now. The Llama guides all the settlers of Beatsville to write, create, and archive everything they can about their experiences in the Commonwealth. He claims to be a playwright, and is earnest in his commitment to telling the stories of the people of today. He keeps the locations secret, believing it the key to Beatsville's safety and artistic freedom. And in the wake of the Jam Bakers tour, he's a little bit worried about what that might do, and you know, about that rumbling the location of Beatsville and people finding out about the location of Beatsville from that. So the llama takes you around, and you see stalls where people are building things, making things. Now, looking around, you can see that weapons mods definitely wouldn't be available here, and you know that because there's no weapons here. But when you look at the kind of things people are making, you reckon armor mods and other kind of mods would be available here. If you wanted to do anything like that in your 2 days here, you could mod some stuff. I would say that if you got armor mods, it's gonna come with flavor. It's gonna be colorful and arty if you did anything here, which I think would be a cool thing. It would add a nice bit of flavor to any of your equipment. If you modded anything here, it would have really colorful vibes to it. Now, the jam bakers, you'll see practice rooms. So this is Cool Radio, right? Down here, this is Cool Radio. That's the Cool Radio shack, and the practice rooms are somewhere in here. And as you're doing a tour, you're walking past these. It's what's known as the practice rooms, and this is where the jam bakers practice. And as you're walking past, you hear them practicing their songs. So you've went from just hearing this band on the radio to now hearing them live, because you can hear them practicing as you walk past their place. And the llama says, yeah, this is the jam bakers themselves. You can see them, and if you look, you can kind of see through the windows of this shanty building. You can see a band, and they've got guitars and a drum kit that's made out of trash and junk, and guitars that are like the pipe guns of the wasteland. They're made of bolts and straps, and they've got bits of wood and all sorts of things holding them together. But they're playing guitars, and they're playing drums and bass guitar, and there's a microphone, there's a PA system, and they have power, and they're kicking out the jams. And he will introduce that to you, and then you come across a trader who with a stall, and it's this man's name. The llama will introduce to you this man called Drop Dead Dave. Drop Dead Dave is a trader. The only beat, and this is the llama introducing him. The llama will say, this is Drop Dead Dave. He's the only beat that travels out into the Commonwealth. He does secret trades out there, trading our art, literature and clothing in exchange for the supplies that we need. So he sells our art and our creations, and he brings in food and water and things that we need. He delivers the goods to one location and picks up caps and supplies for another. It's all done secretly. It's done with dead drops. He's a little rough around the edges, but he's a good man, Dave. He's well trusted. It was Dave who brought our newest resident to us. Our newest resident, I'll introduce you to her in a minute. There's a young woman called Minnie Maybe. She goes by, they call her Muse. It was Dave who found her. She was lost and dying, and right on the edge of the glowing sea when he was out there in the Commonwealth travelling, and he rescued her from certain death, this young girl, and he brought her back to Beatsville, and we've been keeping her safe ever since. You'll meet her in just a minute. She's a lovely girl, Minnie. She's a strange one. She keeps to herself. She's mute. She doesn't speak. She's deaf and she doesn't speak. But she speaks in American Sign Language, and he moves his hands a bit. And I can communicate with her because this is the llama again speaking. He's like, I know a bit of American Sign Language, and I'm able to talk to her, but she keeps to herself. If I'm honest, I think she's on the run from something, but this is the perfect place for her if she is. We keep her safe. And a few minutes go by, you walk around a few more art stalls where people are making pottery from dirt and ash, and sculptures from bits of metal and barbed wire and all sorts of artistic things. And you come to one of the stalls, and it's just some artist painting pictures, and outside is a young girl, a young woman, writing in a book, a journal, and the llama says, "This is Minnie, or the Muse, or Muse as we know her. She's a brilliantly creative young woman. She's a poet. She's our newest settler here in Beatsville. She's been here for only a few weeks. Only a few months. She's a poet. She writes amazing poetry. She'll show you her poetry if you introduce yourself. She's kind of shy, but also she's she's a guest here, so she's very friendly, and she'll be friendly with our guests. And she looks up and she kind of smiles and gives you a thumbs up, and then the llama does a few signs to her, and she signs back a little bit, and he signs back to her, and she signs back a little bit. She's a poet. Show the people some of your poetry, Muse. And at first she kind of looks at him and squints her eyes a little bit, and he gives her a kind of sideways head, like, come on, show them some of your amazing poetry. And Minnie starts to, because she doesn't talk, she opens a book in front of you, and she starts to show you a few different pages, and you see some poems, and some of them, I mean, does any of you know anything about poetry? Have any of you read poetry before? There's a good question.
I did, but I don't think.
Can I roll to find out whether or not I did?
Okay. You were
He
once
would
a
have, I
human,
think.
remember?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Ronnie would have.
Yeah, okay. So I'll say, Ronnie, you can just say, Chris, if you want to roll, but Ronnie, you lived in a vault, so they had literature. You've got 0 success in the complication, Chris. Okay. Complication of that is...
It makes me really angry, and anytime I hear poetry, I want to pull my sledgehammer out of my ass and smash whoever's reading it.
Okay. So...
Wouldn't you now just use your sledgehammer by jumping and falling on someone?
They're not effective to smash, nor must know.
Ronnie reads out some poetry she knows about penises, but it's all heavily coded in poetry, so no one would know that she was talking about them.
Oh, like, the tulips in the garden are... I only know ones about vaginas, I don't know ones about penises.
I mean, there must be ones about, cucumbers throbbing in the greenhouse. I don't know.
Probably is, but that's ladies' books now. Like, the only poetry that I know that was, sus was all, like, men in, being pervs, because men are pervs.
Yes, that's how you're born. And that's it.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I am a human, hope you are too.
Are you gonna have an existential crisis when you meet a mirror?
Do you know what I just realised when I was away there for a second?
I just think it's a window where a ghoul is hanging out.
Ronnie, when you were rolling charisma against the llama, you should have had, I can't remember what it is, but if you look at your perks for Black Widow, you've got either a reroll or a reduced difficulty on that we forgot about.
Yeah, because of the whole man.
Because he's a male, yeah, because he's a male. So
Ronnie already made it.
Yeah, Ronnie already
the first
made
roll.
That. Yeah.
He's a male llama?
No, he's called the Llama, like the Dalai Lama. He's a spiritual leader.
Oh, this whole time I thought there
no,
was
you
a fucking
didn't.
Llama.
No, you didn't.
I'm telling you now. You ever see llamas in hats? I was envisioning a llama walking us about.
Shut up.
And being like, Carl, this is the girl with sign language. I swear to God, I'm not shitting you.
So the girl...
Yeah, I went out of the house, I got some coffee, and I stabbed him 42 times with my knife.
So this officially means I'm not the stupidest one anymore, okay? Now it's Chris. So that's official.
He's quite intelligent. So this girl's showing you a book of poetry.
I'm blaming the GM. He should have had a fucking token there that wasn't a llama.
Bless him. Do you need pictures?
You
can't do the whole theatre of the mind thing.
So some of her poems are good. Some of them are bad. But you notice something that's not poetry as she's flicking through. She kind of flicks past it quite quickly. But if anybody can make a difficulty 3 perception intelligence. No, perception and intelligence are both attributes, sorry. So either... it would have to be speech because you're reading. So either perception or intelligence and then speech with a difficulty of 3. So you can use perception or your intelligence, but the difficulty is 3 and it's speech because you're reading.
We all made, or?
You can all make one. And if anybody gets a difficulty 3, then you notice something.
Speech perception, right?
Speech and perception or intelligence, whatever's better for you.
Oh, let me check.
Then
'Cause I think
it's
I'm
a
smart.
full-on
Here I am.
perception roll for me. Nope. I have no points in speech, so
So I got 3 successes.
Yes, you did.
yeah, because you rolled a 1
Yeah, Max, do you want to make
and
a
a
roll
7.
and see if you get any?
I could try.
You might as well make a roll, but Ronnie's going to see it. But I want to see just if you do as well.
Okay. So this is speech.
Speech and either intelligence or perception, whatever's better for you.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with speaking, you're reading. But that's the closest thing for it. No. So, Ronnie, what you see is what looks like it must be Children of Atom propaganda. Something that was written that looks like it's Children of Atom propaganda. Now, I have it here. Edit, and I'll put it in your journal, Martin. So if you look in, oh right, it's actually in a section called Beatsville, but it should be the only thing shown in the Beatsville section for you. It's called Diary of a Muse, and it says Prayer of the Atomites. Hear, O Atom, our prayer. We proclaim your name. We give so that you may give. You sacrifice so we no longer have to. It's only in your radiant rays that we live free of depravity. Keep his commands and do what pleases him. We seek his grace, for the faithful are cleansed of all unrighteousness. You will notice something that you've seen before. Back in Diamond City, you saw a pamphlet at the All Faiths Church called the Children of Atom pamphlet. Many groups, organisations and factions claim to protect the people of the Commonwealth, but their true mission is to extort and force their will. And this is a big speech about Atom. And you notice that parts of that, or what looks like it would have been an original draft of that, is in her diary. Like as if she maybe wrote that.
Interesting.
So do with that information what you will.
I mean, when we're alone, I'll tell everyone about it.
Okay. So you have the most of a day before a gig tonight. You have cool radio. You have the jam bakers in their practice place. You've got Minnie, this girl. And you've got a couple of other random artists doing different sculptures and paintings. And you've got Drop Dead Dave the Trader, if you want to do any trading. I would say armor mods are available here, weapons mods aren't, but other things, depending on what you want to do, you may be able to sell stuff, you may be able to buy stuff. You have several hours before the gig tonight, if you want to do anything.
Okay. I don't know if there's anything I can acquire from this guy for need a specialized, I guess, robot.
Is anybody going to try to communicate with the deaf girl, first of all? Because that's where you are currently.
I think I would be really good at communicating with the deaf girl because I can't talk.
Does anybody know sign language?
I was going to see if I find someone with a yellow mark above its head, see if it has a quest.
She
I
might.
mean, Ronnie's quite smart, so she may know from the vault. I don't know if she learns a bit of sign language.
Right.
She's
Okay.
intelligent, so because it's not like D&D where you select languages, right? It's
Right.
not like a thing.
Tell you what. If you spend a luck point, I'll let you add a detail that Ronnie learned some basic American sign language back in the vault, and you can say, "Hi, my name is Ronnie." You can say that.
Okay.
If you spend a luck point, you've got that much knowledge of American Sign Language. You can say, "Hi, my name is Ronnie."
This is when we find out that the NPC only speaks BSL.
No, we're in America. It'll be ASL.
I mean, can I also ask her as the first one? Do you speak British or American Sign Language, and then tell her my name?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
know.
You can say you can
Okay,
probably say
just-
that.
There's two things.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
You don't.
sure?
No, because Fallout's very, very, very American franchise, and never once do they
Okay.
ever mention what's going on in Britain. No one gives a fuck about Britain in this franchise, so it's very American.
So
There's only ASL.
it's
Fair
not
enough.
Sorry
NGT.
about that.
There's only ASL.
It's not NGT what she does. Nederlandse gebarentaal.
No, it's ASL. I only just learned
Okay,
recently that males and
Age,
females
sex,
in
location.
I only learned recently that males and females in Ireland say things different in Irish sign language because of segregation in the way they were taught. I also learned today that Black American Sign Language is different from American Sign Language, and just like black people have different vernacular and different slang and stuff, that's moved over into sign language, and they have their own versions of different words in sign language, which is pretty cool, man. I was loving learning about that. That was just today I learned about, or yesterday I learned about that. But yes, American Sign Language. This girl speaks. Young girl. She's like 19, a very young woman.
Okay, well, yeah, I've spent a luck point, so I'll use the sign language to be friendly
Okay.
and see what she does.
Okay. Well, make a. So you know enough sign language to say hi, my name is Ronnie, and hi, how are you? What's your name? You can do the very like a couple sentences, very basic, right? And if you make a charisma speech test with a difficulty of 1, we'll see how she reacts to it. Because if you get no successes here, or especially a complication, then you're gonna like fuck up and do it bad. But no successes.
Wouldn't Ronnie have like a ASL how to ASL manual on the Pip-Boy?
2
I didn't
19s.
do,
Now
I
this
didn't do very well.
this woman is not a male, so you don't get to whatever the
Yeah.
advantage is on charisma test. Would you like to spend a luck point and re-roll one of them?
Yeah, I feel if you like, well, we'll get all the points back next time. So
Yeah,
I'll
I'm doing
spend
it
luck
session
point.
wise. I'm doing luck points per session currently.
Because I always save mine unlike someone here, so I'm going to start racing through them. Yeah, I spent another luck point, so I
Unlike
can roll.
someone. You can roll one of them again. You can re-roll one. But remember, you can spend action points always. Shouldn't let you add them now, but if you want to roll a second dice, you can. Oh, you made it anyway. You made it. So,
Yay.
she will smile and she'll sign, "Hi, my name is Minnie. They call me Muse. It's very nice to meet you." And she's going to say something. She's going to be quite friendly because you got 1 success. It's very nice to meet you. And she'll say something like, "How long are you staying in Beatsville for?" But you don't understand that. You no longer understand that. You only understand her saying her name, basically. So,
Write stuff up. Can I see if she, like writes well, get like a pen and paper and write stuff, and then
So,
see if we can communicate. Or
she's currently holding a notepad and paper. Remember, she's deaf, so she can't hear you, and she can't talk because she's mute. But she's got a pen and paper in her hands.
okay.
Are you gonna
Well,
ask
I'm gonna
her
point-
if you can write on it?
Well,
Or
yeah,
ask her
or
to
just
point
like
it?
point to
Okay,
it to
so-
motion that she could write,
Okay,
so
so
I
she,
can understand.
she writes, "How long are you staying in Beatsville for? Are you coming to the gig tonight? Are you going to the gig tonight?" And then she'll be like, "Yes, I know I'm deaf, but I can feel music through my feet." And she'll write all of that.
She's tough. You can see through her
Uh,
feet. She's like tough by phone.
I'm gonna ask. Yeah, I'm gonna ask her if she wants to come to the concert with us, and ask if she's okay.
Oh, okay.
Because I need to go and ask the group later. I'm like, how do these guys defend themselves? Because, you know,
They
something's a
defend-
bit off.
Well, from what you know about the place
They
so
defend
far,
themselves by being
a
secret.
secret. Exactly. Thank you, Scoon. That's exactly how they defend themselves currently.
Not
They
the
have-
best way.
You make a point, Martin. They have no other kind of defense. That's their only defense at the moment. They also have no kind of official government. They've got a spiritual kind of leader, but no real actual leader. No official leader.
It's like more of a commune. Is that what it is? This place is kind of like
When-
equivalent, like a commune.
When you ask her if she's okay, she'll write back something like, she's kind of shakes a little bit, and she's like, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm okay. It's safe here. Just a little lonely sometimes. I miss my father. And then she shows you that. And she gives you the pen and the paper. She hands you the notepad and the pen.
Well, I was gonna, well, ask her if she wants some food to be nice. I don't even know if I have any food, but I can offer her some food. But they get food here, right? So she must be.
She'll say no.
I'm
It's
just seeing if she's been maltreated or
she'll
something.
she'll say no. It's okay. Save your food for your travels. We have lots of food here. We're well fed. We all work together. Everyone takes turns in the kitchen, and we make a big communal meal every day. She's like, she writes a little bit about life in Beatsville is okay. It is just a little lonely at times. You know, when you can't talk, people don't often go out their way to make a conversation with you like you. And she flips over to another page like you have today. It's really nice. I feel really happy. Thank you for talking to me. And then she shows you that, and it's like 2 pages worth. She's wrote loads this time.
Aww. Well, I'll just say, if she wants to come to the concert with us, she can, and not to be worried because no one has a penis in our group, so she don't have to worry about bad guys.
She writes back, oh, that sounds brilliant. I was going anyway. I would love to go with you, Ronnie, because you said your name was Ronnie. And yeah, but so yeah, she says I would love to go, and she gives you that. Yes, I would love to. I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll let someone else do something. I'm happy speaking to the deaf girl for a bit.
Okay, so if you're going to just speak to her for a little bit more, what kind of conversation would you have? And we don't have to do every kind of bit of conversation, but what's the general kind of gist of the conversation you're having with her?
I think because she's a young girl and Ronnie's probably not much older than she is, like, she'd probably just be like, being like, just small stuff, but making sure she's okay, because she said she's lonely and Ronnie's quite lonely because she never had any female friends, so she'd be, asking her, like, just generalized nice questions about female friendship.
Make me another charisma test. I want another charisma test. Charisma speech difficulty 1.
Okay.
She's going to tell you more stuff, but I want to see how personal she gets. Because she likes you, but I want to see if she's continuing to open up to you.
Yeah,
yes, gain an action point. So she's going to say, I just wish my dad was here. I'm really worried about him. My dad's he's back in Mirage. I just wish someone would go get him, bring him back to me, so I know he's safe. I'm really worried about him. And she's going to tell you a bit about her dad being in Mirage, and she wants him back, and she's worried about him.
Mirage, is that the place we're going next after here, or are we? Yeah,
Mirage
so I could.
And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mirage, actually. I've got to mark down what page it's on to remind me. So I'll tell you, I'll have a look at that page and see if there's much I can tell you about it, because there is a little bit of lore to learn about Mirage, just so you know. 2 seconds, I'll find it. Page 122. So Mirage, to most, is a rumour at best. Chemheads babble about the wandering fortress on the horizon, a roaming casino offering booze, caps, and gambling for anyone who could find it. The original inhabitants of the fortress were vault dwellers. And now, so this is coming from conversation now to Ronnie through Muse. She's telling you about Mirage, okay? So she'll tell you that she was one of the people who lived in Vault 88. Vault 88, the people were kicked out, or they were chased out of their vault by raiders. They gave up their vault for raiders, and they now live, they're nomadic people, and they now live in a metal beehive-like fortress drawn by Brahmin known as Mirage. Mirage rattles through the winter storms like a steel stronghold. It's never at a loss for supplies, protection, or warmth for those who seek it and have the caps to pay for it. Okay, and she tells you that it's a travelling, although it's still at the moment because of the winter, it's a travelling casino drawn by Brahmin, and her father's there, and she's worried about is safety, and the children of Atom are dangerous, and they've got the children of Atom are strong and present in Mirage, and she's worried about her father's safety. And when she mentions the children of Atom, you notice an extra kind of fear in her eyes as well.
Well, I mean, I'm going to ask if she'll write me a note that her father would understand, you know, like to prove that I've spoke to her.
Right, okay. Well, before she'll go, oh, really? Will you bring my father back to me? Oh, his name is Murray. Will you really bring? Honestly, Ronnie, would you do this? Would you really do this for me? And she says, she gives you that.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give her like a fist pump. I don't know what they do in the sign language.
Hank
Okay.
knows what will prove. I will bite her finger off and bring finger with.
You can't speak the language, so she doesn't understand what you're saying. Luckily,
You actually can't read sign language silently. You have to verbalize everything that you see.
do I?
She's not doing sign language.
Yeah.
She's writing in a journal.
She's writing it now. Plus, I mean,
she's writing in a
Chris, some
journal.
people can read stuff in their heads. I know that's a bit of a mind-blowing thing, but some people can
It's a
do that.
possibility. You can do that.
Yeah, I'll teach you.
Chris, you...
Yeah, it's easy once you, a little bit of
Hank,
basic
Hank,
education. It'd be okay.
Hank no read.
Do you continue?
It's gonna be like Beauty and the Beast.
How long do you continue having general conversation with her, Ronnie? For quite a while, or?
I think to get this much out of it would be at least like an hour or maybe longer. So let everyone else,
And
I'd happily let them leave me alone with her.
Do you comment on the children of Atom when she mentions the children of Atom being strong and present in Mirage and how she's fierce for her dad's safety? Do you comment on that?
We've not met any of the children of the Atom, right? We just met the
guy on the train.
Group.
You met the guy on the train. The guy that was tied up,
Okay.
remember? Brother, I can't remember. He was a child of Atom.
Oh, he was quite nice though. He was just a bit.
He was
weird.
quite
He
nice,
wasn't
but a bit
wasn't
weird, yeah.
like. I mean, I'd been neutral about it, just for them. I've not had much contact with them.
She'll write back, you're not one of them, are you? Or you're not friends with them, are you? I'll give you that.
I'll be like, no, I'm a vault girl. I'll show him a little Pit Boy thing.
Oh,
Like,
and she'll show you an old photo. She'll pull out an old photo, and it's her and her dad in vault suits. And they've got the number 88 on their suits, where yours says 68, hers says 88. And now, Vault 88, I'm going to show you, I'm going to move you to another map for a second.
okay.
Vault 88, canonically, it's not in Fallout 4 unless you get the Vault Tech DLC. It's in the Vault Tech DLC, and it's where you can build your own vault. So in our canon...
I have all DLCs, so...
So in our canon, it exists, and it's here. Buried under... It's underneath Quincy Quarries.
Yeah.
So, that's where her vault is, Vault 88. She's... When you tell her that when you tell her you're not friends with the children of Atom, she's going to tell you that she went to Mirage with her father. So Mirage is now, it's currently here. It moves around, but it's currently here. She went to Mirage with her father and the rest of the Vault dwellers from Vault 88 when they got chased out of their vault, forced out of their vault by raiders. Now, her father's still in Mirage, but she's going to now confide in you, and she's going to say, before she does, she's like, she writes, like, promise you won't tell anyone I told you this. And she's going to say, actually, no, forget I said anything. And then she kind of clams up a little bit and kind of stops talking unless you prompt her any further. And she goes back to maybe writing a poem. But you were talking with her for a good while, and you got some info out of her.
Yeah, I won't pump her anymore because I'm like, it's not. I've only met her a few hours. It'd be weird if she starts telling me everything. I might pump her again later when she's drunk.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah, I'll do that while everyone else is doing other stuff because it'll take me a few hours to do that.
I'm going to drop a halftime break soon, so before we do, we'll probably go for the concert after. So before that, we'll do anything that anyone else wants to do in Beatsville throughout the rest of the day and the afternoon. Anybody want to go see the trader? Anybody want to do anything?
I would try to see if anything I can get upgraded.
Okay. Well, no, because weapons mods you wouldn't get, and for the robot mods you need a robot engineer. You need Mr. Jack Jetski. But if you were to go talk to Drop Dead Dave, the trader here, he might be able to tell you if he knows Jack Jetski and knows anything about his trade route.
Yeah, he would, and also he would probably see if anybody has any, like, any right-away stim packs they have willing to trade with some of the stuff he has.
I would say that you can get Radaway and stim packs here now. You're not going to pay the Winter of Atom price here that you were paying in Diamond City of 1.5%, 1.5 times 150%. Here, you'll just pay normal amount if you buy anything.
Yeah, he's like, he trades whatever, like, some armor, because, we had those leather pieces that he trades, and...
So you want to, right, okay, well, we can work out the money later if you want, but you want to sell a bunch of stuff from your communal goods that you have, like spare bits of armor and stuff, yeah? Okay, we can do between sessions what you sold and work out how much money you got, but we could say that for the next wee while. So you go speak to Drop Dead Dave, right? He's the trader. So I want to know then, while Red Alert goes to speak to Drop Dead Dave, the trader, does anybody else go and speak to him?
Well, I am interested in seeing if there is anything we can do for this town.
Well, Ronnie's not told you yet, but Ronnie knows of something she could potentially do for someone in this town.
Yeah, but I'm seeing Ronnie talking to the girl, and I'm just like, yeah, she's just flirting.
Anyone else going to the trader with Red Alert then?
I don't have any cash because I keep giving everyone all my money because I don't have money. I can't carry it. So
there's caps in the group loot. There's about 60 caps in the group loot currently.
Red Alert already knows he's the medic of the group, even though he's not. So he needs to go and pick up all of the stim packs for the group, not just himself, because he's a bot and he can't use them anyway.
Yeah, so if you want to buy stim packs, you can. There's 62 caps in the group loot currently, and you can also, if you want to, we'll do it if you want to work out in the break how much money you're making from selling stuff. There is not, but if you ask somebody that question, somebody's going to say something to you. So do you ask somebody that question?
I don't know if I would ask. I think I would just be looking for them. So if someone stopped me and asked me, what am I looking for? I would ask. I would say carnival games.
Okay, so somebody's then going to tell you about, no, not here, but have you never been to Big Top? And this is another of the new settlements is added into the Winter of Atom. So Beatsville is one, Mirage is another, and Big Top, which is also on the route, is another. Big Top is a circus, a settlement that is a circus. And someone's going to tell you, one of these artists that you're talking, it's going to be like, you need to go to Big Top, my friend. I've heard it's a huge circus and they've got everything there. There's even a mystic, a woman who can tell the future.
Okay, so
I told you
I'm going to spend the rest of my time in Beatsville smashing a old tractor in the corner with my sledgehammer.
No, you're not, because if you pull your sledgehammer out, you're going to get in trouble.
Who's going to fucking stop me? Let's fight the whole town.
Are you really going to do that?
Fucking none of them got weapons. Who's got weapons? Come at me, bro.
Is anyone going to stop him before he ruins my whole campaign?
I mean, I think you need to get him to roll to take the thing out of his anus, because if you've ever taken anything out of your anus, it ain't that fucking easy, so I think you need to roll for that.
That's because we don't have the technology to get to Uranus. I mean, we're not talking about the planet, sorry.
No.
Well, you don't have that technology to go down there anyways.
That might be true as well.
Yeah, I'm not going near super mutants, but thank you.
Me neither.
I think maybe he's
I
I'm
won't
still
do it.
surprised he put something
I
in there
won't. I
because
won't
it's
do
an
it
exit, not
if
an
it's
entrance.
gonna ruin everything.
It would-
Instead, I'll go and flip a tractor over and over again to
Okay.
smash it into a cube,
Now,
and the townspeople will applaud me because they think that I'm making a creative art piece.
I was just about to say that, Chris. You actually took the words
Yeah.
right out of my mouth. That's exactly what happens when you do that. A crowd gathers and they all watch you, and they're like, they think it's fantastic that you've made some modern art piece.
I mean, I think you need
Yeah,
to
I would
roll.
see
for
that happen.
I think
Tank.
you need to roll for it though. You can't just
Roll
say
for the
what you're doing,
tractor.
right?
Roll for the tractor. Okay, I'll roll for tractor.
What do you think's an
Roll for
appropriate
the-
role for that?
I think it should be strength farming.
There is no farming skill.
I know there isn't.
Strength
Give me a
athletics is
second.
fine. Strength athletics is fine.
Unless
Difficulty.
you're, trying to do
Um,
unless you're trying to do artistically, then you'd have to roll
A
something
tractor's
else.
a big heavy thing, so give me a difficulty 2. Strength athletics.
Well, if it's using, I'm using my hands. Would it not be melee?
No. It's athletics.
Can we not do melee strength?
You're doing an athletic feat by juggling.
No, I'm not juggling. I'm picking it up and throwing it over.
Right, so what do you want to do? Melee? No.
Not melee.
Nah, because it's not a weapon. It's nothing like wielding a weapon, picking this thing up.
I would also say it's
Pushing,
athletics.
Athletics.
Athletics is
Not
like
because he's juggling, but he's
jumping.
trying to
Nah,
use a feat of
Yeah,
strength.
unless you want to do it on throw, Chris.
Athleticism.
Unless you want to do it on throw, it's athletics.
But it's lifting. But I'll do it anyway.
It's athletics.
It's athletics.
They're my one success.
I wanted 2 successes. So, you still managed to crumple it up.
Well,
maybe
I'll spend a luck point to
Oh, yeah, okay,
re-roll it then.
Okay.
Spend all the luck points.
There you go. There's your other one there. The second one.
Yay!
The first dice, right? Okay. I'll take it. Okay,
Because I don't know how to roll a single dice.
that's fine. I'll let the first dice. We'll count the first dice. So you managed to roll up a tractor into a cube, and you get a round of applause from the people of Beatsville that stand to watch. Max, Red Alert goes to do some trading with Dead Drop Dave, and we're gonna say that if you want to work out what you sell and how much you get for it, and then what you've bought and how much you spent for it, we're going to have 10 minutes to do that, because we're going to take a half-time break. So if you want to have a look at the loot list, what you're selling, what you're keeping, and what you're buying here, you could do that during the break if you want. Sound good?
Okay. Oh, that's fine.
And then after the break, we'll have the concert. Sweet.
Now, just a question. I
Yes?
don't think there would be a weapons workbench here, right?
Not a weapons workbench, no.
Also.
There wouldn't be an armor. I would say there's an armor workbench because they make decorative
But I'm
stuff.
not an armorer.
Because they wear armor in like plays that they do and stuff. So I would say there's an armor workbench, but not a weapons workbench.
Yeah, but I'm not an armorer, so I'm not good at that.
let's
But we
take-
are going to take a 10-minute break.
Thank you, Scoon.
Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself something to eat, and we will be back. See you in 10 minutes. And we are back. And as always, Chris is not yet here, but we are used to that at the moment.
Cool.
So
Your
let's
question.
get back into it.
Thank you, Scoon. Sorry.
Oliver.
Your question, Max, that you just asked just before we came back live was, does Dead Drop Dave tell you anything about Jack Jetski? So Jack Jetski was the robot mechanic that you met in Diamond City. Dead Drop Dave will tell you that he does know Jack Jetski. He doesn't know his route, but he is sometimes in contact with him on the two-way radio. And what you know about Linda is that she also has one of those two-way radios, so you could potentially ask Linda if she knows him. So Dead Drop Dave will tell you that he doesn't know his route. He doesn't come to here because this place is secret. Linda's the first trader to come.
Yeah.
And Dead Drop Dave's the resident trader. Linda's the first one to come. So Jack Jetski doesn't come here. But he thinks if you speak to Linda, Linda might know him. Linda might be able to help you track him down.
All right, so he will go out and try to find Linda.
Okay. So you want to do that before the concert?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Linda will happily get on her two-way radio with you and try to get a hold of Jack Jetski. So, Jack Jetski was in Diamond City. How many days ago was it? It was 1, 2, 3, 4-ish days ago. And he was going to Good Neighbor next. So let's say he goes to Mirage. And then... I'm going to say he's somewhere in one of these ones up here. Like either Big Top, Starlight, or up this way, right? So let's say... when you get a hold of him, he's at Mirage.
Okay.
So Dave gets a hold of Jack on the radio, and Jack's at Mirage. What do you want to ask? Like, where's he going next, or?
Well, I'd say how long is he going to be there? If if the timeline meets up, or what he can do at a certain time. By the time he meets him, hopefully by the bigger settlement, he's there.
He's planning on
kind of,
he's planning on staying in Mirage for a few days. He's actually having some fun at the casino, and he's here for another 5 days.
Okay, that's cool. It's like, yeah, they should be there within that time frame, I believe.
So if you look on the map, it says day 6. That's day 6 of Linda's route. So you're on day 4. Day 5 is your next day in Beatsville, and day 6 is traveling. So you will be in Mirage at the same time as Jack Jetski if he is staying there for 5 days.
Okay, yeah, so he asked if he could stay, like, we'd be here by this day. If he could stay there, he has, request a couple of other upgrades that he has the cap for.
Jack remembers you, and he says, if you've got the money, my friend, if you've got the caps, I'm more than happy to do the work. I'll meet you in Mirage. I look forward to seeing you again, my big red friend.
All right, he thank you. And he passed Linda on right there. He's like, you have done a great favor.
And Linda says, it's not a problem. You've done me a great favor getting me here, keeping me safe on the road. You guys did an excellent job. I've already spoke to them in Mirage about you, and you're going to be welcome. You're going to get a warm welcome at Mirage when we arrive there. I'm happy to do anything I can for you, my big red friend.
All right, good.
So, how friendly do you think you got with Dave? How long did you spend with Dave, Red Alert?
Oh, a good bit.
Okay. Give me a charisma speech difficulty 2.
Oh, okay.
Just want to see if it kind of opens up to you a little bit.
Do we have any EP?
You have 4.
Okay, I'm gonna spin one just to help.
Okay.
So this is gonna be charisma.
Charisma speech difficulty 2.
Okay. Okay. Let me change that to that one.
Oh, 1 success and a complication. You could take the complication, or you're gonna spend luck and reroll it.
I'm gonna spend luck to reroll that one.
Okay.
At least I got success. I mean, that's
You
not
got
bad.
1, yeah, you got 1. You could potentially get another 1 or 2 here.
Oh, if anything, at least it's not a failure.
You can always still roll a 20 though. Saying that,
Yeah.
remember complication range is 19 to 20 when the difficulty is 2. We forget about that. Oi! 3 successes, so you get an action point back.
Alright, cool.
And let me just try and decide how much Dave tells you. So Dave, in the course of the conversation, so you're making small talk with him, right? And at some point, you're talking about the different residents of Beatsville, and he mentions Muse, the girl that Ronnie was talking with, and he mentioned how, your friend looked real friendly with the girl with Muse. And he's just going to tell you about how she came to Beatsville, and he tells you that he found her it was him that found her on the edge of the glowing sea, lost and dying, and with alone, and he brought her back here, and yeah, he feels like she's on the run from. She's definitely on the run from something.
Hmm.
And
He tilts his head and looks at.
he tells you that he's a little bit worried about whatever it is that she's on the run from. He's worried about that coming to Beatsville. That's a concern for him.
Would it be advised that she travels with us, because we probably could defend her?
I don't think. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know if you could convince her to go, or if the Llama would think it was a good idea. But I just wanted you to know that there's something she's not telling all of us. And just to be careful. She's on the run from something, I think. Feels like she's on the run from something.
He looks around, like his head just swivels around. Is like, I do see you like have an offensive parameter of your location.
Yeah,
and he kind of just, moves around.
We have no defenses here. Our only defenses are the fact that we're a secret. The Llama's worried. I'm worried that whatever she's hiding from is going to come here. We're also worried about the jam bakers going out on tour, and yeah, they say they're going to keep the location of Beatsville a secret, but how long? Stardom goes to your head, and groupies, and I don't know. It's a worry. It's a worry for us at Beatsville. Us here in Beatsville are a bit worried.
Well, what is their location? It's like, we are traveling with, he points to the lady that he's working with. That she's traveling far, but maybe their location's along with us, and they can travel with us, and we could keep an eye on them.
Keep an eye on who? Sorry, Dave.
Oh, yeah, the lady that he's traveling with,
Linda.
in that group that totally, that's traveling around. He doesn't know what their their route is, but if the route is connected with us, he might suggest that they travel with us, because at least they get some protection, and he can watch out for them not divulging the location of this place.
The band, you mean the band?
Yeah,
you reckon the band should travel with you for safety? So you're suggesting that the band does their tour on the same circuit as Linda's trade route?
Yeah, and he's worried about if they are going to spill the location of it. He can actually warn it.
Yeah, and
especially if they have a
he's going to say that, I never thought about that. There's security on the road. What are they going to do about? It's dangerous out there in the wasteland. How do they? I understand they want to go out on tour, but I think they're forgetting that it's rough out there and it's dangerous out there. It's all safe and good here in Beatsville, and we have a nice life because it's secret. But out there on the roads, as well as I do. I'm the only one from here that goes out. It's hell out there. I don't know if they thought about that. I don't know if it really is a good idea for that band to be going out on the road.
Well, maybe you could suggest to him. It's like, he looks like I'm not very particular of speech.
Maybe I mean, maybe you should speak to them. I don't know if it's something you want to suggest to them. Do you know where to find them? They'll be at Cool Radio for the live show tonight, but they have a practice rooms in the settlement. You can see them. They're still here. They're still around for now.
Well, he would probably head over to Linda to probably talk to her, because maybe that would help her business out, because you got a traveling band with you, and you got keep you entertained while you're traveling around, but also
Linda did really enjoy music. Remember, it was a big thing for her.
Yeah,
she loved it. You might be onto something there, Max.
Yeah, so he goes over to Linda and he's like, "Excuse me, I do have another question." Is that he thanks Tom, and he puts down 2 caps as a thank you.
Dave, you mean?
Yeah, Dave. He just
okay.
He just
so you give Dave 2 caps. Okay, cool. Dave's like, oh yeah, thank you. And are you going to the show tonight, my big red friend?
Oh, he thumbs up. Yes, I am going to talk to Linda real quick, because this might benefit her business.
Okay, so you go speak to Linda.
Yeah, he's like, hello, Linda. Sorry, I do have another question for you.
You find Linda somewhere else in Artist Alley doing some trading with some of the artists. Yeah, what's that? What's that, my big red friend?
I was like, he's pointing to Dave, and he's like, I was talking to him about a couple interesting things. That the band that is supposedly traveling from this location, that is going, he tells us, hit on tour, and maybe if they travel with us, they maybe have a better chance to survive, but also maybe helps with your business.
I mean, having a traveling band on tour with us would be great, but what's the chances you can get them to align their tour schedule with my trade route? What's the chances of that?
Well, I mean,
I
I was
really,
told by Dave that you're.
above the table, Oliver really hopes you can convince them to do it, so I can put another 4 tokens into this big group that's traveling around the map.
No, so he's like talking to Linda is like, is that they're like Dave told him that they have a practice right now, but maybe we can go talk to them about it. And it's like, as you being a trader, that you might able to persuade them better than I could. But it's like we can provide the protection, but it's like,
Here's a
you can provide it because you have connections
fun
with other
fact.
people.
Fun fact: when you're talking about Linda, might be able to convince them. Fun fact: they're all 4 men in the band. None of them are
Well,
women.
I
They're
need
all
to
4
get
men.
Ronnie. Maybe get Ronnie to help out.
You never know. It might help. Like that's what Ronnie's got.
Yeah, well,
Ronnie's got
yeah.
charisma
So
in
yeah,
spades and an advantage against men with it.
yeah.
Let
So
me
it's like
let me quickly
he's
remind
like he knows
myself how the
about that.
perk works.
Yeah. So he was like, yes, if you go to that location, he might go look for Ronnie and basically ask if she can assist him.
Black Widow. It affects men and masculine
Yeah.
characters. While the lady killer, blah, 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 blah. There are, when you attempt a charisma-based skill test to influence a character of male gender, you can re-roll 1d20. So, yeah, Ronnie has got an advantage on that if Ronnie was to do it. I like the idea, Max, and I'm going to allow you the opportunity to pursue it. So you're going to try.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that Linda's well on board with it. Linda's like, it's a great idea. I think it'd be great for business. I mean, surely they're going to go to places where I'm trading anyway. If we can align our routes, I think it'd be great for both of us. You've got a great idea there, my big red friend. I'm,
Yeah.
I may even go, talk to them myself.
Well, that's what he's doing. Is like he might. And so if you do, is like he tells the location where they're at, and he's gonna try to find Ronnie. See, maybe if they could help, with this situation.
Okay. So you
So
go,
yeah, he leaves Linda. Yeah,
you leave Linda to go find Ronnie. Okay, Ronnie.
yeah,
Red alert comes up to you.
he stands like, greetings, Ronnie.
It's like, hi, robot, famous robot.
He kind of tells us that it's like, I guess it's like he just kind of forgot. It's like, I don't know how, but yes, I was talking to Linda with the group that is playing tonight. That maybe they could travel with us and help us out with, I don't know, her business, and maybe with your skills of talking could help.
Oh, she's like wink, wink, talking. She's like, yeah, I'll do my best. I mean, I've
Wink,
never
wink,
talked
nudge,
about.
nudge.
I mean, I've heard about bands from the movies they played in the vault, but I mean, I'm sure none of them are true.
But he kind of looks inquisitively like,
I'm gonna do.
okay,
I'm gonna do some fun stuff. So on the first night of the concert, I'm gonna let you decide like what their look is. So they're gonna have some look where they all kind of have like a vibe, and I'll let you guys decide what that is. We're also gonna let you guys for action points, I think, maybe name their songs. Let's fast forward a little bit to the show. You can be
okay,
having this conversation there or before it, but let's fast forward a little bit, and it's the show. So you're you're all gathered round here, the Radio Shack, cool radio. So fast forward a few hours, and it's the evening, and the crowd's gathering, the band's setting up. They are in fact doing sound check. Are you going to attempt to talk to them in between songs at sound check, or are you going to wait till after the show, or what's the plan of attack for trying to convince them to join Linda?
I would probably, if Linda's around and he basically gets, her advice is that would be advisable to talk to them during or after.
What do you think, spirits? Well, I mean, spirits might be high after a gig. It depends how the gig goes. If the gig goes well, they might be in a really great mood. It might be easier.
I would say after probably, because it's like it's like going through and then you give an opportunity for them that was like, oh, we did good and stuff like that. But there's an opportunity that like hey, they want to travel, but somebody that has connections like Linda and also with her own armed little squad that that knows what they're doing will get great benefits for them.
Well, you've got the fact that they, as far as you know, they haven't sorted out security. There's just the four of them. So you could play on the whole it's dangerous out there angle. But yeah, so if you want to wait until after the show, let's say that the show starts. Unless, Chris, Scoon, everybody, stop me unless if there's anything your character wants to do when I'm fast forwarding state. So not before you fast forward, I want to do something. But we'll fast forward to the show and they're playing. And Muse comes and she comes up to Ronnie and she comes up with 2 glasses of, let's just say, it's some tarberry wine. And it's really strong tarberry wine, but it tastes amazing. Well, do you taste it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure my characters had berries before.
I think it was tarberry that made you ill before.
Oh, maybe I don't.
You don't get radiated from alcohol. There's no radiation risk from
Are
alcohol.
you sure? I'm
Yes.
going to ask her in
Oh.
sign language, whatever.
So
the
just
sign
like
for radiation
when you
is.
cook, like say when you cook bull rat or radroach, the result the radroach meat, the grilled radroach or the mole rat chunks is non-irradiated. Cooking takes the radiation out. So the distillation process with the alcohol does the same thing, because none of the alcohol is
Distilling
radiation.
takes it out.
Distilling the alcohol takes it out. Yeah.
Okay.
If you drink it, it's gonna put you into hysteria.
Is wine you gain? Is it wine where you gain an
Do we
action
eat?
point? You gain an action point if you drink a wine.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, I believe you gain an
Ronnie,
action point if you drink a wine.
Ronnie wants to be hysterical, so she's going to drink it.
No, hysteria.
Oh, I thought you said hysterical.
Right,
Sorry.
I think I'll double check, but I think you get an
Because
action point just for
Muse
drinking a
song.
wine.
Okay, I'm not that.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
get
know
1 AP. You get 1 AP
Gain
for
1 EP for drinking a wine. Anyone else want to have a drink while the band's starting?
Only if they open with Knights of Scadonia.
Right, here's a fun thing. And there's only 1 space for an action point, so we'll let somebody do it. The band opens with a song. Tell me a bit about their song, but it's got name a song, but it's got to work in the Fallout universe. Give me a song. What's it about and what's the title?
Oh,
Somebody can give me a
Fire.
good one.
Well, that's a good one.
World on Fire.
Finger boss.
I wanna see the
is it
world on fire.
That already exists, though. The Ink Spot song already exists.
Oh.
Well, I got one. What about the sea that shines? Like, it talks about like the glowing sea.
The sea that shines, and it's about the glowing sea, right? Okay, yeah, I like that. So they sing a song about the glowing sea called "The Sea That Shines." Yeah, I like that, Max. I like that. That's an action point. You now have full action points. I absolutely like that. Any other ones? You've got full action points, but if anybody else has got any good ideas, let me know. I want to know.
Sing the song "Survival" by Muse because it's Muse.
Okay. What look have they all got? What look have they got that ties the band together? Is it a stupid haircut? Is it a style of dress? What is it that ties the band together?
They're all modeled as the Black Parade from
My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance.
The military jacket, the old military jackets and stuff.
Oh,
I
know
the
a
old
song.
military because they all used to be in the Salvation, whatever you call those cunts, the fucking
Minutemen.
The
The
Minutemen?
Minutemen.
Minutemen. They were
Right,
all in
okay.
the
Yep.
Minutemen.
Are they
So
all
they're
ex-Minutemen?
dressed
Right.
like that.
So they
And
dress.
I know a
no,
song
right,
that
they're
they
not
also
ex-Minutemen, but they dress like Minutemen, but with like a colourful, with black Minutemen outfits. They've got Minutemen outfits, but black like the Black Parade. All right, Chris, I like that.
Yeah.
Take that.
I
I'll
know
take
another
that.
song that they might sing.
Go on then.
Imagine Dragons, Radioactive.
Radioactive. Okay, I like it. You've got max action points. You're not getting any more. But they play their concert, and Muse dances. Do you dance with her, Ronnie?
Yeah. But I presume all the people are dancing. It's not like we're just being weird and everyone's not dancing, right?
And she comes up with another wine. Do you drink a second wine?
I can't remember. Cause I don't. If I drink two, don't I turn into an alcoholic or something?
It's two is the threshold where you have to start rolling to find out if you're addicted to it or not. 2 is the threshold, yes. If you have the second drink, that's when we go into it.
It's not very realistic. I mean,
no, it's not.
2 drinks.
It's American. It's American. Remember, Fallout's American, not British. It's not 20 drinks before you start rolling for Constitution. They're not British. They're American.
I mean, yeah, Ronnie's never really been to like a party like this, so yeah, she's gonna drink another one.
Okay. Okay, so we'll think about that later. Do you drink a third one when she brings you a free third drink?
I mean, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
so
if someone's giving you free drinks,
so she's
and
talking
you
to you.
them,
She's talking to you a lot, and she's writing in her book, and she's dancing. She's becoming very friendly with you. Make me a charisma speech test, difficulty 2. And remember, you've got maximum action points.
Yeah. Red Alert's doing the robot.
So do I have to do the action points first, or can I do them after?
You do the
I
action
rolled?
points first, yes. That's what you keep forgetting.
Okay, well then I guess I'll spend 1 so
Okay.
I can roll 3 dice, right?
Okay. Yes. So it's speech charisma difficulty 3. You're writing though. You aren't talking. You're writing, but that's what the roll is. Oh,
Good.
you've got
I
one
got
success
one
success,
but I
and a
got a-
complication.
Can I use a luck point to get rid of the complication?
Yes, you may re-roll the 20
You
with a
can
luck
re-roll it,
point.
and if you're lucky and you roll a 1, then you make it.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
So
I
she
got
doesn't
some.
open up anymore to you. There was maybe some more she was going to tell you, but there's always tomorrow night, remember? The night goes on. You dance. You drink, Ronnie. Does Norm have a drink? Does Tank have a drink? I know that Red Alert can't. So I want to know, it's free. It's Tarberry wine and it's free. Does Tank drink it? Does Norm drink it?
I would
Tank
drink
strokes
1 glass
3.
of Tarberry wine.
Tank drinks 3. Right. Norm has 1 or 2 or more?
Only 1.
Only 1. So you're getting metagaming it. You're not making the roll. Okay, I like it. Tank's having 3, so you're making the roll.
Because
Tank tube,
because-
right?
because it's like 1 tankard, and he fills it with the Tarberry wine.
Yeah, so
And it
Oh,
counts as 3.
he has, so when he has 3, no, but even if you have, so you're saying you're having 1, but it's the amount of 3, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll do. I want to do the roll.
For
I
us, it
wanna
would be
do the
3.
roll. I
For
wanna
him,
be an
it's,
alcoholic.
Yeah.
Okay.
For him,
Brr.
3 drinks are similar to 1 of his drinks.
Does anyone know
So
where
what
the
I need
roll
to
is?
roll?
I'm gonna find it for you, Chris. Does anyone know where that is in the book?
For the wine?
No,
I'll just Google it.
what the rule is, addiction.
To
I
slash
don't think there's an.
I believe it's
What?
near the medicine stuff.
I mean, there's
Mm.
beverages. Well, is there any chance that Red Alert walks up there and picks up a wine bottle and just sticks it into like a pack or something? It's like, oh,
They would
You can use
offer
this
you
for later.
one. You wouldn't have to steal it, but they can give you a bottle. You can
Oh,
take
no.
away. I'll say
Yeah.
they will give you a bottle of Tarberry wine away. Yeah.
okay. He just
Um,
sticks it away.
Chem duration, ghouls and chems. First aid. Hmm.
Is it not the same thing that I get to keep rolling for radiation?
It's similar.
Whatever
It's
that was.
similar. It's similar. Yeah. I'm gonna look at the back in the index for addiction.
Hmm.
Bear with us, viewers. We are searching for some rules. Let's find out if we're alcoholics. Spoiler. Addictol. Addictol is CKMs on the consumables. It doesn't say anything about addiction. Where's alcohol? Alcohol.
The
No.
only thing of addiction I saw was Nuka-Cola addiction, but that's different.
No, there's alcohol addiction and chem addiction, but I don't know where to find it. I'm looking. Are you looking, Chris? Are you looking, Skin?
Yeah.
I'm looking, but I can't find it.
All I can see is if I become an alcoholic, then I have to take a drink every scene, and it means that I can re-roll on strength. So that'll be good.
It would be good. But where's the addiction?
I'm gonna
Addiction.
see if it's survival. It's survival.
Let's see. Alcohol 5%, 2 days. Addiction, withdrawal. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Sorry. Ignore me for a wee second.
Maybe it was survival athletics I had to do for radiation. I'd imagine it's the similar check.
The role-playing game is a char agility. So CHA, whatever that is.
Charisma.
Level 1. Charisma agility test.
No, that doesn't sound right.
I'll do that.
Doesn't sound right at all.
So I have to be charming and
alcohol addiction. I'm on the wiki. That's what I'm looking at. Like,
I'm in the index trying to find it.
You roll a few damage dice equal to the number of alcoholic drinks you've consumed during this session. If 2 or more effects are rolled, you are addicted and add +1 to the difficulty of charisma and agility test while not under the effect of an alcoholic drink.
Right.
The party girl perk renders you immune to alcoholic addiction.
Where did you find that, Schoon? What page?
Page 160, above the beverages.
So we do it at the end of the session. We do it for a session. So we'll count how many alcoholic drinks you've had, everybody, and we'll do it. Except you, Skunk, you've only had one, and we'll do it at the start of next session or at the end of this session.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna have any more before the end of this session because.
Do you want to make the roll then? Are you keen to make it?
Yeah. So it's gonna be three alcohols.
Right. So 160.
3 combat dice.
After drinking the beverage, roll a few dice equal to the so roll damage dice equal to the number of drinks you had. So roll 3 damage dice.
Okay, so I'm
if
addicted.
if 2 or more effects are rolled, you are addicted. So you add +1 to the difficulty of charisma and agility test while not under the effects of an alcoholic drink.
So that means I need to roll 1, right?
No, because you only roll it if you drink 2 or more.
And I have to roll it if I stop, right? But the party's still going on.
You're still going, yeah. I don't know where it says it, but I'm sure you have to drink 2 before you have to roll it. Schoon.
It used to be 2.
Roll a few damage dice equal to the number of alcoholic drinks you've consumed during this session.
Yeah, but I'm pretty
So
sure
it'll just be 1 anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
if
don't
or
roll it
more
for
effects have been rolled, then you get addicted. So even if I only had one, I'm not able to get effect.
That's it, because you're rolling 1 dice, you can't get 2 effects, so there's no need for you to roll. That's right, yeah. So just keep a track on how many drinks you've had. You've had 3, Martin, right? Yeah. Okay, let's say you get offered another 4 more.
I mean,
throughout the night. How many more do you have?
I'm not going to drink anymore after 3 because I want to go and talk to the band, and then I would imagine I'll get even more drinks.
Right. Okay. Okay. So let's do that. Let's say then. Let's fast forward to the end of the show, and the gig's finished, and the band are milling around, talking to their fans, and they're at the bar having drinks.
Is everyone coming with me?
No, I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you because He's the one that suggested it.
It's his plan, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
The
come.
robot's plan.
I'm gonna see
Yeah,
if I
how
can.
much drinks did Red Alert have?
A whole bottle of
Red
wine.
Alert has taken a bottle of wine. They gave him a bottle of wine. He's taken away for later.
Yeah, I guess he's just grabbing the wine and just pouring it over his head,
No, he's taking
getting
it for the.
short-circuited.
He's taking it for the road for you guys for later.
But if
No.
I
He takes a glass. This one is for my homies.
that rule you just read is if I haven't had alcohol, because obviously alcohol gives you the buff anyway.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
just gotta keep drinking.
Keep drinking.
So now
Or you get a
now
debuff.
I'm an alcoholic.
You're now an alcoholic.
Okay, cool.
I think you need this.
And you get a penalty when you don't drink. But you also there's buffs when you do drink, as you know. There's buffs on when you drink alcohol.
I
Except
think Tank
no,
needs this.
there's no buff for wine. Wine just gives you an action point. There's buffs for beers, like beer gives you rerolls and stuff. Different things give you different things. But you're now addicted to alcohol.
I'm not affected by that character. Sorry. By the charisma agility test while I'm drunk. It's only when I'm not drunk.
Only when you're not drunk, yeah. Only when you've not had a drink, yeah. Okay,
so I just gotta keep drinking at the party.
Yeah, okay, so how many more drinks do you have throughout the night? Well, it doesn't
I'm
matter.
just gonna keep drinking.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
now
I've already
you're
got
already addicted. Yeah, it doesn't matter now. Okay, the drinks are free all night. You can have as many as you want, Tank. You can get steaming if you want.
I think if an alcoholic, I am steaming.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Right, so fast forward to Ronnie talking to the band then. How do we go about that, Ronnie?
Well, obviously Red Alert's helping me what to say, right? I'm just using my charm to maybe go backstage and talk to them about, I guess, joining Linda, right?
Okay. So to go backstage and get a conversation with them privately when no one else is around, that would be a charisma speech test. But difficulty's only going to be 2. They're quite friendly with their fans and stuff, and you've got a reroll. So difficulty 2, and you've got a reroll on 1 dice.
Okay, so speech, charisma.
In fact, 1. Difficulty 1. You're a sexy woman, and there are 4 young, horny musicians.
Oh yeah, and I've got the pseudo, haven't I? Because I'm a woman. I got 2
you still got 2 successes.
You got 2 successes.
I think it's an AP.
There's no need for you to re-roll one of them, but you gain an action. In fact, here's a fun thing you could do. Because you gain an action point, it puts you back up to 6. You could actually, if you want, re-roll one of them. And the worst, no, because then you would lose one of your successes. I was going to say that you could potentially get more successes. You could get crit and get extra, but you could lose one, and you wanted 2. So, aye. No, you only wanted 1.
Okay. So would they let us backstage?
Yeah, they let you backstage. Are you taking Red Alert with you and Linda with you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go backstage.
Because, I'm the security. Ugh.
You go backstage with Linda and Red Alert, and you meet the 4 musicians from the Jam Bakers. You'll also meet DJ Daddio. DJ Daddio's wearing a mask because he hides behind some anonymity. He's one of them. So I'll let Martin decide, because Ronnie's the one that went backstage. What kind of mask does DJ Daddio wear?
It's a Fanta of the opera mask, but
Right.
it's made from like a broken disco ball.
Right,
So
okay,
it's, like,
yeah,
shine.
in the shape of
nice.
Phantom Opera disco ball. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that actually. And so, what's the detail about the 4 musicians then? What's their look that? Oh no, we did that. It was the Black Minutemen outfits. Yes, that's right, Black Minutemen outfits. Okay, so you're backstage, you're talking with the band. And you want to tell them about Linda's plan. Okay, so you want to convince them to follow you on the same. You want to convince them to take their tour, their Commonwealth tour, along the same route as Linda's trade route, and you'll explain to them Linda's trade route. And Linda's trade route, let's remind ourselves, goes after Beatsville. She's going to Mirage, and then to Big Top, to Starlight Drive-In, Lakeside, Sanctuary, Grey Garden. Grey Garden, there'll not be much of a crowd there because that's just robots. Mickminster Abbey, Good Neighbour, Charlie's Pawn Shop, Unicorn, Oberland Station, Vault 81, and then back to the Diamond City Shantytown. So if we go through this list of towns, right, this is fun because Diamond City is Diamond City. It exists in Fallout 4. There's 3 different groups. There's exists in Fallout 4, there's We've Created It, and there's Winter of Atom have created it. Diamond City is Fallout 4. Beatsville is Winter of Atom. Mirage is Winter of Atom. Big Top is Winter of Atom. Starlight is Fallout 4. Lakeside is us. We created that. Sanctuary is Fallout 4. Grey Garden is Fallout 4. Mickminster Abbey is Winter of Atom. Good Neighbour is Fallout 4. Charlie's Pawn Shop is us. We've created that. Unicorn is us. We've created that. Oberland Station is Fallout 4. Vault 81 is Fallout 4, and the Shantytown is Winter of Atom. So our trade route covers everything. A nice mix of all the different things. So you want to convince them? They look at the list. They look at that, and they'll start to consider these 4 guys. And I'll let you try to convince them. Now, Linda and Red Alert could get an assist on this if required, but I'll let you convince them with a... Let's make it a major roll, right? But the 2 of them are going to get an assist. Let's make it a major roll. So, remember your action points. I'm going to make it a difficulty 4. But you've got action points and the 2 guys can get an assist if they want. Speech charisma to convince them. Difficulty 4.
I've got 6 action
got full
points.
6.
Can I just use all of them?
You can.
That'll give me 6 dice.
That gives you 5 dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
The maximum amount of
okay.
dice. That gives you 5 dice. You may roll 5 dice. And Red Alert
Okay.
and Linda will get an assist. Remember, on a difficulty 5, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 are all complications.
Oh, I got 3 successes.
You got 3 successes.
But didn't
and we
I
need
need 4?
And we need 4. But you've got a reroll for a start. Because it's charisma speech against a man. So you can reroll one of them.
Okay, that means it's a 14.
So you rerolled the 16 because that would have been a complication.
Yeah.
So you've turned it into just 3 successes without a complication. You now have Linda and Red Alert. I've got an assist on it.
Okay.
So I'll let Red Alert go
I
first.
had a question.
Yes.
I was wondering if I could use the luck point in this as a negotiation with it. Is that if the guys, their thing is like the Minutemen, and instead of like the emblem they have on their flag is basically instead of like blue and white is black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was going to suggest them if they wanted to spray paint that on the back of it, and he's a mobile billboard for them.
Can I give them some of the Death Girls poetry so they can do it as a song?
Oh, so you want to tell them one of the Deaf Girls' poems and think you can say that you think this would make great lyrics for a song?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Have you got a title for the poem?
I got a suggestion.
My first suggestion is Def Jam, because they're called Jam and she is
Def Jam. I love it. And because Def Jam Records, and you know me, I love my rap music, I'm going to absolutely give you an action point for that, Martin. I love it. So you inspire them. Now, because of all your successes you've made with your charisma, you inspire them to write a song based on Minnie's poetry called Def Jam. DEAF Jam. Def Jam. I love that. That's a beautiful detail. I'll give you an action point for that.
So, Oliver, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Well, I noticed that Muse and Ronnie are getting along very well.
Very well.
So he would probably, he would go over to Ronnie and just ask the question. It's like, I talked with the trader Dave earlier that he said he has been taking care of. He said her, and he said he is worried about her, that she may be having trouble following her for some reason. And he's worried about the town, and I don't know if the suggestion is she travels with us or stays here with you as your connection with her.
I think she feels safer. I'll tell her about the dad issue and I think she's upset because her dad's not with her more than she's upset because, other things.
So I was gonna get her to open up. She's not opened up fully. There's a little bit more info, but we've got another day where it's going to be, you've got the full day in Beatsville, and then we've got another concert at night. They're doing a second concert before they leave. So, does anybody have anything else for this day before we retire for the night? You
I
all,
have to see if am I an alcoholic yet? Because I'm gonna have a few more drinks with the band.
how many more do you have with the band then? This is fun.
Well, man.
Oliver, I got a quick question.
Yes, Max.
Sorry to bother.
No, you're
Is there any chance I can use my repair skill to build up the defenses, like like the walls and stuff of the town
I think
with the scrap they have around?
I think you would have to convince the Llama to let you do it first, because they're all about peace here, and they believe that staying secret means that they don't have to have physical defenses. They're against weaponry, so you have to do some charisma based stuff to convince them to let you do it first.
Okay. He was just not building weapons, but make the worlds more natural,
Alright,
it
so
looks like
help with building camouflage and helping obscure it even more.
Yeah.
That he would be
Yeah,
easily
that's all it
convinced
is.
to let you do. He would be easily
Yeah.
convinced.
All he was doing,
Right.
is make it look like a junkyard. Is that there's nothing to be here.
So you want to spend tomorrow doing that? There is.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do.
There is in here, in this book, it has got settlement tasks and how they will. So you can do that. I'll absolutely give you that as a thing tomorrow. You can do that, and I'll find it in the settlement tasks in the book, and you can do that tomorrow. Absolutely. Settlement tasks, construction work. You roll on strength. Yeah, okay, so if you want to spend tomorrow doing construction work, I will let you do that. And if anybody wants to help with that, I will let you do that. The Llama's more than happy to agree to let you help fortify the place in terms of concealing it more. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Red alert. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anything else for the day before we move on to the next day in Beatsville?
Well, I want to see if I'm.
Oh, yeah. So how many more drinks do you have for the night?
I want to get sloppy drunk, so I'll have another 3 with the band. So
so
that's 6 total.
You've drank 6, so you roll 6 damage dice, and if you get 2 effects, you're an alcoholic like Tank.
Definitely gonna become an alcoholic.
Add it to conditions on your character sheet, by the way, Tank.
I put it under diseases.
That'll do it.
Okay, so what do I have to roll again?
6
To
damage
make
dice.
sure
At the top left of the sheet.
Either be face.
Okay, yeah.
6 of them.
The face one, not the other one. 6 of them?
Yeah.
That sounds excessive.
1 for every drink you had.
You've got
Well,
1 and 6 in every one of those, so I don't know what that works out
Yeah,
as.
you're an
Yay!
alcoholic as well.
5.
So on your character
4.
sheet, you got 4. Aye, it's the
You got
effects.
4,
It's the
so you got
effects.
double alcoholics.
So
You
on
can't
your
be a double. You can't be a double alcoholic,
so
right?
on your character sheet, we put in diseases.
I'll copy and paste this
Oh.
wee bit in here for
Alcoholic.
It means that you are still AA, but instead of it saying Alcoholics Anonymous, it's just Alcoholics Alcoholic.
I mean, Ronnie's just
AAA.
gonna.
It'd be AAA.
I mean, the only thing I want to add is because Ronnie's now an alcoholic, she wants to tell the band about this fun gambling game called Tractor Crush that her mutant friend does, and she's gonna try and encourage them to play the weird gambling game with Tank in the morning.
I've added it to
all
your
you, all you need to do is go to a doctor.
yeah, you can go, or you can take a Dictol. There's a drug called a Dictol as well that just removes it, or you can see a doctor and a doctor can remove it for a fee. So I've added it to your sheet, Martin.
Yep.
What you do is you now add +1 to the difficulty of charisma and agility tests while not under the effects of an alcoholic drink. Now I'll remind you that means you're adding 1 to the difficulty of charisma tests, but then you're getting a reroll because you've got, if it's a man, you get a reroll. So all your charisma tests are more difficult when you're not drunk, because you're a grumpy bitch because you've not had a drink. But you still get the reroll on a man because you're sexy.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Like real life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
By the way,
You are the living
By the way,
embodiment of a fucking.
the party girl perk would render you immune to alcohol addiction. There is a way to avoid this. It's the party girl perk, and you've got the qualifications for it.
Yay! So just so everyone watching knows, you can be an alcoholic with no consequences in this game.
Not currently, because you've not got that perk.
Well, I mean, limited issues.
Okay, so that ends day 1 in Beatsville. Day 2.
But I did try and tell the band about the game, so I'm hoping they participate.
Okay. So day 2, Red Alert's going to spend the morning / afternoon. You've all got well rested again, by the way, and you've all eaten, you've all drank. Red Alert, you're going to spend some time fixing. Would anybody like to help Red Alert with that? Is anybody getting involved in that?
Tank woke up in his tractor with members of the Beats fucking people.
Beats?
The Jam
I
Bakers.
can't remember what they were called.
It was partying with them.
No, not the band. Just members of this town.
Just regular, just some
people.
townsfolk. You've been partying with some townsfolk.
Yeah, I can't remember what they were called.
Smoke something funny. You were smoking a weird pipe.
No, it's because it was fucking steaming.
Aye, and all the booze.
Yeah, and I woke up this morning and I'm really angry, and all of these people are around me, and I don't like them anymore.
One of the things about, so outside of Artist Alley, you've got the main area of Beatsville, and in Beatsville they've got hydroponics, growing fruits and vegetables, and probably marijuana as well, because there's a bunch of hippies. It's bohemian hippies in this town, and musicians and arts and stuff. So you're probably smoking some wacky backy last night. I imagine, in my version of Fallout, cannabis definitely survived the apocalypse. 1,000% it did, and it's around. And I think in Beatsville they probably took the devil's lettuce a little bit. I think
It might have survived, yes, but not in this area. It would be in the Netherlands.
Well, also it might be mutated as well. We might have mutated strains as well. That's a whole thing. That's a whole other thing. Yeah. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, let's say you smoked a little something funny last night as well as all the drink, and you woke up in your tractor with some random Beatsville beats. Okay, so we're gonna do a strength repair roll. No. You could do strength repair, or you can do it on intelligence repair, or I suppose agility repair even. Red Alert.
I'll probably do strength.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you. Do you use some of your own scrap from you guys' stockpile of scrap, or are you gonna ask them to use their stuff?
Well, he's gonna have to use some of their stuff because it's just whatever a lot of the stuff around.
Okay, so give me a difficulty 2 repair and whatever attribute you want. Whatever one makes sense.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
I'm gonna use 1 AP. Yeah, I'm gonna use 1 AP to give me an extra roll.
Okay. Oh, and you gain 3 action points.
4 successes.
Okay, so we need to go back to the settlement reputation thing, because I'm going to give you a roll for an increase in your settlement reputation. And in fact, let's do this. Let's update defenses. See what it says? Very weak.
Hmm.
We're going to change that to quite weak.
Strong?
No, quite weak.
Quite weak.
Because you've upgraded it from very weak to quite weak. You've improved it 1 level. Yeah, 1 level. You've gone up from very weak to quite weak. If you were to spend more days and more time doing this, it would go to then better, and it would get better and better. But what that's going to do is this is going to give you a roll on the reputation rank that we did before. So I need to go back in my book to page... hang on a sec. Page 39 in my book. And I'm going to get you to roll it this time.
Okay.
2 seconds.
We'll go.
Okay, so target number for the test is your charisma plus your current settlement reputation rank. So your current settlement reputation rank here is 2 max. So it's your charisma and 2. What's the target number? What's your charisma?
Charisma's 4.
So your target number is 6. Difficulty of the test is equal to 1 plus the number of negative influences you had. You've got no negative influences, so your difficulty is 1. Assemble a dice pool. Roll a number of d20s equal to 2 plus the number of positive influences you have. Oh, so it's 2 plus, right? Okay, so the number of positive influences you have is Linda, and your good reputation here, or your neutral reputation here. So 1. So your your dice pool is 3. I want you to roll
Okay.
3 dice. In fact, no, 4 dice. You're
Mm.
going to roll 4 dice, and your target number is 6.
Oof. Charisma speech.
Charisma speech.
Okay.
No, it's not charisma speech. It's charisma and 2. So the target number is 6. So you got 1 success, which is all you need to put your settlement reputation rank up by 1. So you
Oof,
now
okay.
go to good. So your reputation increases from neutral to good in Beatsville. Okay, and that'll take us back up to, well, we're in the afternoon. We'll not move on to the night and the second concert just yet, in case anybody wants to do anything on the second day. Now, I'm going to pop AFK again for a second, but I can still hear you.
So, Ronnie told me that she woke up in the trunk of my tractor with one of the bandmates, and we're now both hungover and searching for alcohol. So we're gonna go on a rampage till we find some.
Well, there's another concert tonight, and the drinks will be flowing. But
Can't wait till tonight. I don't
yeah.
know if you've ever met an alcoholic, mate. That's not happening.
I could do one better than having met one. But if you go, if you go to the cafeteria and just go ask somebody and talk nice, or even just talk around the people. In fact, I'll get you to. So you have to talk to somebody, but there are some artists and people cooking and making stuff. And let's say the winemaker is one of the people that has a stall throughout the day. So you can go speak to that person, and you can buy their wine, or you could do a wee bit charisma, and because they're good people here, you could see if you could maybe get some for free with a wee bit charisma. I know it's your strong point.
Agility sneak to steal it, yeah.
Or agility sneak to steal some, absolutely. You want to try that?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend an action point to try and outdo the extra difficulty, because it'll be difficulty 2.
Difficulty's going to be 3.
Why is it 3?
Nah, because they're all stoned and drunk anyway. Your difficulty's going to be 2.
Oh.
Yeah, difficulty's 2. 0 successes and a complication.
Yeah, well, that's great. I have no luck.
So you get caught stealing.
I didn't get caught stealing. I got caught trying to steal.
Yeah, so you didn't even manage to take it.
Or are you saying that I got caught stealing? Because
Nah,
then that means that I no longer have a
Nah,
problem.
You got caught trying to steal it. You didn't manage to steal it. And I'm gonna.
Ronnie, do you have to assist me, by the way, because we're both doing this because we're alcoholics. So
Well, I'm now gonna say that I want you to make a charisma speech test to try and be like, oh, just please, I really need a drink, and see if you'll actually, even after being caught trying to steal it, if they'll just give you one anyway. If you can make a charisma test.
If Ronnie does the assist, can we see whether or not Ronnie steals it? So, for example, I'm trying to steal it, she's trying to steal it at the same time, but I fucked up, so I've got caught, so she can nab the bottle. You know?
Do you know? Well, it depends. Is Ronnie going to try and steal it?
I mean, Ronnie's pretty. She's just gonna smile.
Let's see the wine.
You're no longer pretty. You've just woke up fucking hungover out the boot of a fucking car with after having a night with a band, man.
Someone roll me.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter my charisma. It's like real life. It doesn't matter if I'm
Someone-
dating Smelly. My charisma stays the same, mate.
Someone
Still
roll
a
me.
9.
Someone
just
roll
a
me.
9.
Someone roll me any regular dice, a 1d4 or a 1d6 or a 1d8, and odd the wine cellar is female, even they're male.
Well, let Scoon do it.
Scoon, roll as a dice.
There's 1d8.
Even they're male. There you go. So you've got a better chance because you get a re-roll on a charisma
But I'm
test
not-
on this wine
But
cellar.
I'm not. But
you're
I'm not drunk
So your difficulty,
anymore.
so your difficulty
it's a
goes
flat.
up one. Yeah. So your difficulty always
it's a
goes up
flat.
one on charisma tests.
So it's a flat roll. So speech, charisma.
Speech charisma is 2, but
Yeah.
you get 1 dice re-roll.
Okay. Yay! 2 successes.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You're a fuck. You're an absolute fuck. Right. So
No one stops.
you
No one
just-
stops Ronnie drinking. No one stops Ronnie drinking. Oh
right,
my!
so
Oh my!
Ronnie gets a drink, right? So I have to do a speech charisma test to try and get away. So I'm gonna do speech charisma. I'm not even gonna buy another dice. Just fuck all point. Oh, look at that! Zero successes. Well done. So I didn't get away with it. It would have been fucking what 3
You don't.
anyway.
You don't get. Yes, it would have been. You don't get away with it, but because of Ronnie's great success, I'm going to say that this wine seller is a man and is quite attracted to Ronnie, and that her Black Widow perk has worked, and he's going to turn a blind eye in this case to you trying to steal some wine, and he's going to give Ronnie 2 free glasses.
Yay!
And Ronnie isn't even gonna give it to
And
10.
Ronnie's not-
Right, and I'm as a classic alcoholic, I am going to use melee strength to take the fucking drink off Ronnie.
I want agility melee because it's a not.
Fuck
it's not,
me, fucking agility's fucking
The glass is made of glass. If you use strength, you're going to break it. It's a glass.
agility.
glass.
What?
Agility, and it's not melee. It's unarmed.
Unarmed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sneak.
Oh.
Or sneak. You could do it with sneak because when she's not looking.
Well,
try to do
it's
it fast.
unarmed strength because I'm snatching it.
No, because
Ronnie will give it to you, but if you want to snatch it before she gives it to
The
you,
gla-
that's your choice.
Well,
You don't have a choice.
the glass is made of glass. If you snatch it with strength, it's going to break.
if you try and snatch
well.
it,
With your
and
big
and you
mutant
don't get it,
hands, if you use strength, it's going to break.
Oh, that's a complication.
You got a complication.
Oh,
And you've got no luck points. So Tank, in your hungover stupor and in your desperation to try and grab this drink off Ronnie, you trip over, fall on your face, and you are prone. And everyone laughs at you.
Right, I'll roll damage dice, see how much damage I take.
Yeah, roll 1. Roll 1 damage.
Ronnie drinks her drink, and she's gonna pour the other one on his head. So if he can do it fast enough, he could gobble it down.
You take 1 damage from your fall.
1 damage.
And if you
Sweet.
make an agility test, then you can catch the drink in your mouth that Ronnie pours on you.
Which
But-
is another fucking
which is
disadvantage because I'm fucking-
Immediately it has a minimum difficulty of 2, yes, because of
Yeah.
you're not drunk. I love this.
Right, agility what?
Agility and what do we think?
That's got to be athletics. That's
It
going to
must
be
be
athletics.
athletics. It must be yeah. Agility, athletics, difficulty 2.
That's fucking stupid. I'm never going to make this.
You're rolling about
Well,
on
I'm
the
gonna
floor.
spend an action point.
Okay.
Nope.
And you got another complication.
Jesus!
You got another
You-
complication. So when you
Does it burn his eyes as I pour it into his eyes?
it blinds him, it blinds his eyes, and he rolls over too far, and he hits his head off a rock. You roll 1 more damage dice. You take 2 damage to the head.
Wow.
Wow.
Here I was thinking it was way more hard-headed.
Yep. You don't get any
Ronnie,
you don't get any reduction on your head either, have you?
Ronnie likes it at this point. She's like, there's alcoholics and there's alcoholics. He's the type that we all send in the street on a Monday morning.
Okay. So Red Alert's done his building. We've had some fun with trying to get a drink. Ronnie, you're back on the drink. Tank, you're not.
Yeah.
And we'll have the second night's concert. Again, the drinks are free. You may decide how many you want to have. Tank, you're forgiven for trying to steal it before. Norm, Tank, Ronnie, you may all decide how many glasses of free Tarberry wine you're having again. Ronnie,
I'm an alcoholic
you're both
anyway.
already
So it don't
alcoholics, so
matter.
that you don't have to make the am I an alcoholic test after. So you're both already alcoholics. So it doesn't matter. But it matters for how many drinks you're, because Minnie is going to be latched onto you again, Ronnie, and even closer with you this time. There's a real friendship forming there. She writes away, "Oh, I'm so glad to have spent this time with you. I really hope you'll visit. You'll come back to come back to Beatsville soon. Please, if you could bring my if you go to Mirage, if you could bring my father back, please, I'd be so grateful." And she's having all this conversation
Is
with
it
you about that.
friendship or is it more than that?
And
I mean,
I want you to make a charisma speech 3 again, Ronnie.
okay.
But you are drunk, so you don't increase difficulty. So it's 3, but it's 3. It is a hard one. Oh my! Oh my! Would you like
Can
to
I
reroll?
use my? I think I've got a luck point.
Have
I've
you got one
luck
left?
point
Have
left.
you? We're getting
Yeah.
We're getting nearish the end of the session, so
I'm just doing what Chris does. I'm just using them all up before the end of the game, so I get to roll
Me
it
as well.
again.
They refresh.
they're going to refresh. I'm doing it every session.
Yay! I
Today.
got a 3, which is
and that's a
good.
crit. Yeah, so that's 2 successes, but 2's not enough for her to
Fair enough.
fully
I mean,
open up. There's
What?
what you get with your
There-
2 successes is that there's something she's holding back. There's something she's not telling you. That's what you get with your 2 successes.
If I tell her that the band have wrote her a song, will she not be? And that she hears it, would that not push her over the edge to like me?
You should slip her a drink. That always makes people like you.
She's already having plenty of drinks. She's keeping up with Ronnie.
The free drink.
That is-
If you tell her
how
that,
many damage dice does she need to roll?
okay, you're telling her the band is making. Okay, so the
Well,
band's writing her a song based on her poetry, and you're telling her that. I'm going
It
to
might
say
push her over the edge to like
Yeah.
trust me a bit. If the band do the song tonight, then maybe she would trust me afterwards. Maybe. It's up to you.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So that's nice. Okay. We're gonna finish the session soon, so I'm gonna say that this is how we're gonna end it. Right. So, the band, for their final song, they're gonna be like, "This is a new one that we wrote based on the poetry of one of our local beats. She's quiet, but she's popular around here. Everyone loves her. Can I get some love for Minnie the Muse?" And everyone gives her like a round of applause, and she's like massive smile, beaming, like totally happy. And the concert winds down, and then in the quiet moments after the concert, she confides in you again, Ronnie, and she's talking to you, and she writes, she sits down, and she's shedding a few tears now. The drinks obviously got to her, and you've got your arm round her and you're comforting her, and she starts to tell you about Mirage. "My dad's still there. Please, you've got to bring him to me. Please help me. I can't go back there. If I go back there, they'll take me again." And if you do you ask her who was, like, when she says they'll take me again, are you prompting anything from her?
Can I draw the whatever Children of the Atom symbol is, and then see if she goes?
Oh right, when you draw that, she reels back and kind of in fright, and she looks a bit kind of shocked and scared, and she looks at you long and hard, and she starts to weep, and the tears fall hard and heavy, and she weeps, and she starts to write it, and she tells you her story, that she was recruited from Mirage by the children of Atom. The last son of Atom himself took her from Mirage, and she was blindfolded, and they took her to a facility. She doesn't know what it was. She was blindfolded, and it was because she knew American Sign Language. They had her teach American Sign Language to something. It was a monster. Bigger than I could even see the whole thing. They made me I only ever got glimpses of it, but it was huge. They made me put my hands through holes and teach sign language to a monster.
L'Oreals?
And she just cries, and she speaks no more on the subject. She pleads with you once more to bring her father back from Mirage. And not long after that, she'll retire for the night and go to her bed. And unless anybody wants to do anything else, we'll close off the day. We're all going to go to bed on the second day in Mirage. And then...
I have nothing.
Okay. And then we will continue with session 10 by hitting the road with Linda, her travelling band of merchants and guards, her Brahmin, and 4 musicians, the Jam Bakers. You'll be hitting the road with all of them tomorrow. And we will close the lights on day 2 in Beatsville, and we will close the curtains on the scene, and we will close the session for today. So, Tank and Ronnie are alcoholics. Red Alert's got some information about Jack Jetski, his friend's going to be in Mirage. Ronnie's learned a lot about this girl Minnie and her father and Children of Atom even, and Mirage and the last son of Atom, and something about a monster in American Sign Language. But more on that next session. So we will return in 2 weeks. We'll you guys can do your wrap up on Twitch in just a second. I will close us off here. So that's session 9, gentlemen. Winter of Atom. That was session 9. We'll call that Beatsville. We'll return in 2 weeks with session 10. So thank you very much all for playing.
Beatsville, where anything goes.
Thank you, Martin, or Ronnie. She was fantastic. And thank you, Max, for Red Alert. It was amazing. We learned a little. We got that little bit of lore coming in from your backstory, and that's going to be fun to explore that. And we had a massive lore drop on the Children of Atom and Winter of Atom today. Chris, thanks for streaming to Twitch. And Scoon, thank you very much for streaming to Twitch. I'll say goodnight to YouTube, and then you can go do your thing. So, viewers, thanks as ever for watching. We really love you. We're having loads of fun with this. We'll be back in 2 weeks with session 10. Thank you very much for watching. I'm RxOliver. This is the gang. War never changes. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye YouTube. Bye everyone.
YouTube.